welcome to Charisma Saves.
We totally weren't just talking about horrible things.
Okay, that was
Horrible things?
No, they're pretty great.
They're fine.
They're fine.
They're fine,
Fine.
things.
Was that fine?
IMO. Fine,
Fine is not the word I would use.
in my opinion.
I think the longer we go without doing this game, the horrible thoughts in our heads just build up.
Yeah, this is a release valve. This is like this. We play this game for the same reason the state of Michigan has a hunting season for deer. Our
the
brain is
cold
filled
of-
with pests, and this is how we cleanse it out. Right?
Yeah.
Feels right.
Yeah.
Feels correct.
I think that's just hanging out with you all, not playing this game.
It's the same thing.
Wait, this is hanging out?
Hey, you left the music on.
Fuck! I did it again! I did it again!
You counted down, so I thought you had
It's
the
off,
music.
it's
I
off.
was like, alright, that's
Fuck!
So unprofessional.
Every time I can't hear it.
Get a producer, loser.
Yeah, just hire someone to sit
That
here
would
and
be
watch us do this.
Awesome. That would be amazing.
We could train Darwin.
We can't.
No.
can't.
He's untrainable.
He would see a cat and forget his job immediately.
He's simultaneously too smart to follow the rules because he knows that he can bend them, and too dumb to understand that there's consequences.
You're right.
He's the worst and the best. Anyway, we're back after a 2.5 week hiatus. I say half because we only played half a session last time because the internet went down.
It wasn't half.
Was it
We were
half?
close
We
to the
got
end.
almost
It
to
was
the
like
end.
2 hours 20 minutes. I just rewatched it.
That's because we started late, I think. We started
I
really late
suppose,
last
but
time.
usually I try for 4 hours. So, anyway, a little bit has happened since we started this in the middle of a pandemic. Then we got into a war. Well, we didn't, but wars started, and now
We're lend-lease acting.
yet again, the reproductive rights of human beings are being dashed against the rocks like the same babies that they say we must protect.
And they're trying to come for gay marriage and stuff too, or like right after.
Yeah.
And public education.
Oh yeah, Texas is just like, fuck you, you don't get schools.
So, in honor of that today, we have picked up a special sponsor for this episode. We are sponsored by the souls of the unborn, meant to be sent to the nether realm, because we are sponsored today by the abortions. So please, a word from our sponsors.
I was asked to do this.
I'm gonna raise this a little bit. So I
Don't
can-
act like you're not enjoying it.
Have you ever had your partner bust a big ol' load inside your hoo-ha? Well, whether by accident or because you crave that love juice, let me tell you, things can go as you didn't plan. So if an egg gets fertilized with all that cum up in your sliz, you have all sorts of options, one of which is abortion. It's refreshing. Scoop that thing out.
It's more of a suction than a scoop.
Okay, thank you. Dr.
Sliz?
Sliz. Is that a word?
By the way, Matt Walsh and his wife have had many miscarriages, apparently. Lock them up.
Yeah. That's
Lock
pretty
him
Yeah,
up
they're
good.
immediately.
murderers.
I cannot believe he would admit to him and his wife having multiple miscarriages while criminalizing such an act.
Seriously though, if you're now's the time. If you're gonna
Yeah.
if you're gonna do it now.
It's almost like a bucket list thing.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, they're taking down Mount Rushmore.
I gotta go get pregnant really quick, hold on.
Seriously though, because of they mentioned the gay marriage thing, Baha and I talked about just going to the courthouse and getting it done legally before the actual
should,
wedding, because we have
100%.
no idea how long it might take them to get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a bad idea.
Well,
We'd still have the wedding, obviously.
Yeah,
it would just,
of course.
you know,
just do
be
the ceremony,
yeah.
but you're already married at that point.
Yeah. Also, not for nothing, I'll drive you to Canada.
Yeah. I told that to multiple people.
Yeah.
We have a couch
That's
that
three
people
of
can
us.
stay on. Or
We don't
can
do
drive
abortions
people,
on my
but-
couch, but I will drive you to
No, but
Canada.
You know.
Also, they're available in Michigan right now, and apparently our governor is very behind it, so we'll see. But
Even though
We
we
still
have
have
a
there's a
law on
ban
the
on the books
books.
still from
Yeah.
pre-Roe.
It's like 80
Right.
years or
Yeah.
some shit ago.
I'm just saying, like
But it's worked on being, it's in the court system right now.
right now,
so-
they're already working on it. So we'll see. I actually trust our state government to some extent, relative to the federal government.
I do not trust our legislature whatsoever.
No, I don't trust them. I mean, okay, how about this? I trust the leadership that we have voted in place right now that exists, like from the governor's office. I think she's done a good job. As far as the rest of them, yeah.
The rest of them suck.
But nonetheless,
Can we go into a world of fantasy now?
Yeah.
This was a bad couple of weeks to not have this.
well, you will be happy to know that I'm sure there's abortions in this campaign.
That's good.
Icilius did one.
Icilius did one
Multiple.
in the last campaign.
Do you think Mistress would particularly like fetuses?
Free abortion
Ooh, the
services.
stem cells. I bet those taste
She could just
good.
like go right up in there and.
Maybe that could finally solve the ethical question. Maybe you should just be like, this is not a person. That's
Yeah,
a
right.
terrible
Like,
mistress voice, but, you know.
it's not developed enough.
Yeah. It's not done cooking.
Still raw.
She'll eat it right after it pops out, but not before.
It's fucking raw.
I'm waiting for this to get clipped by some mad conservative who's like,
I
look at
hope-
these liberals
I hope
laughing
it
about
happens.
abortion.
You know what I'm laughing about? The last time we told our story. Last we told our story, the group had successfully delved into the fissure the long way down, hauling backpacks full of valuables to the city above. Selling these treasures for a nice profit, you made rent paying Mr. Rossi's associates, but still leaving you enough spending money, which you made use of. You went to the city's master gunsmith Idwal and commissioned 3 anti-magic bullets. You took time to check out the latest YA fiction at the local library. And you spent some time discussing different scientific pursuits of Isaac's, being enlightened on his unique requirements. In an effort to accomplish this, the group decided to investigate the Cliffgardens, the ruins of the city's once glorious Royal Botanical Gardens, following rumors of a reclusive professor that apparently trades in rare ingredients from time to time. Behind the magically locked gate, you heard sounds of nature and the grunts of a large creature living within. You had a short discussion thereafter in the warehouse, deciding what to do next, choosing this, and then invoking the Gloom Broker's name 3 times, and then the stream died. So we pick up, as reality reestablishes itself, the Gloom Broker laying waste to the former reality. And you are now all living out your Matrix fantasies in this new world. So, you are in the warehouse. It is starting to become evening of that day. And the discussion you had last time, just as a refresher, was basically that you had a couple days before the Reverend's mail was going to be delivered, and the message would be read, and you would be in the midst of some sort of exchange, the nature of which you're not quite sure of, but you have some time to figure out exactly what you want in exchange for the ooze. You had decided, and this can change, but that you are headed towards the Cliffgardens under the cover of night tonight, gathering supplies and preparing to go in there, knowing that there are warnings that people do go in and never come out, and understanding that maybe there's something in there for you. So, you were in the warehouse. What do you want to do?
Well, do we have a plan to deal with whatever is inside of that garden?
Hey, I have a gun. We can just shoot it.
What? It's the middle of the night.
Yeah, but we'll be in a fenced-in property. It'll probably be fine. I will not be the only gunshots in the city, I assure you. The cops barely check it out on this side of town anyway.
But fences don't stop sound.
I did not say they did. I'm just saying they'll go, oh, what should we deal with? Oh, on the poor side of town, there were gunshots in the abandoned building that people die in and never come out of. Oh, we better go check that out. I do not think it is on their to-do list, is all I am saying.
That's a fair point.
I don't think we have a plan. We don't know what it is.
I think I'm less worried about the authorities and more about what we might find since we don't know what it is.
Well, then we kill it. I do not understand. We literally fought a tentacle monster some days ago.
We didn't kill the monster, you know that,
We
right?
could have killed the monster. I want to point that out. I think we could have killed the monster, but even though we did not,
You think we could have killed it?
you think we couldn't. What is that supposed to mean?
No, I just don't think it was worth our time.
Well, maybe this will be.
I mean, we can always back out if if we don't want to go yet.
Is there any way maybe we could get some people with us to help?
Would you like to pay for people to help you?
Because think about it. If we have people sort of probing ahead of us, if anything were to happen to them, then we could just leave. Or at least we'd have more warning.
See, what concerns me with that is it seems like you want to use them like a canary in coal mine a little bit.
Sort of, yes.
Okay, that is okay. Affirming what I just said is not as reassuring as I believe you thought it was going to be.
I don't see the problem.
You basically want to pay people to go and trigger traps or whatever in front of us so they die instead of us.
Well, probably we could hire people who know how to dispose of traps.
Hopefully we'd be hiring people who could contribute. But should they
Yeah.
die in the excursion, then no loss?
How much? I do not know how much that would cost. We could look into it, I guess. I have 83 gold. I do not know what everyone else is at.
I have 27.
I actually haven't counted in some time.
I know I counted last time, but count is still right.
Okay, so
Yeah, it looks right.
do any of you have an idea of where to start to look for mercenary work?
Nope.
I
I
have
could go. I guess. Well,
92.
You know that you can hire delvers. But this is a different thing. I mean, okay. Why don't we call this a survival check for you, since you are in the city?
What did we need to go into the gardens for again?
we were going for something for your thing. It's you were looking for
Ingredients.
crocodilian hormones, I
There
believe.
was a rumor that he might have something that could be useful.
3.
3 survival.
Yes.
Uh,
I have a
you-
-1.
You
so.
think of your contacts within the city. Maybe you could get one of the rats.
We could go find the rats and see if they want to come. That would be fun. And
They
then they
probably
could.
wouldn't, and they would probably try to double cross us.
I mean, maybe, but like also maybe they'll die, and that would be a little funny.
We don't know what's there. I mean, the more numbers, the better.
Do you mind if I have a word with my brother in private?
Sure.
No,
Cool.
go ahead.
Okay, so you head down, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking if we could find a person to hire, it
Well-
might
It might.
It might,
fulfill your other need.
maybe, but 2, not worth it.
Why
No,
wouldn't
not
it?
yet.
You'd have everything you need then, right?
No, maybe. Maybe, maybe.
Roll
not. I don't know.
an intelligence check.
15.
It's a matter of quality. And so they're not all made equal. And you start to think about that and you're like, yeah. It would have to be
That only makes it harder.
I know. That's why I'm not rushing it.
Do you think Reverend Gill is a human?
No. Obviously wasn't.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
maybe. Maybe not. It's hard to tell. We don't know much about him, really. We just know he turns into goop and not.
they did say there was a person inside, but I think you would want his help rather than that. Never mind. I thought we could maybe knock out 2 birds with 1 stone.
It's going to take time, so can't rush it.
Okay.
Alright, I'll head back up.
Okay. So they head back up after a moment. And you're back in the warehouse. Thinking about how you're
One of
going
the
to
rats
Cliffgarden.
might not be a good, or might be a good idea, actually.
Yeah, just something more than us, just in case. We don't know what's in there. Can't hurt to have extra hands.
Alright, we can go and try and talk to them. I don't know how thrilled they will be to see me, but we can give it a shot.
Well, maybe we can. We did kill their pet in a way. Maybe we can incentivize them a little more.
Incentivize them in what way?
I don't know. Figure it out.
I do not know if they have any more pets for us to threaten, if that
not
is what
that.
you are
I
implying.
know, give them incentive. Like, incentivize them to want to help us.
Yeah, that's what the money is for.
Well,
We
yes,
are going
but
over the
maybe,
money.
Maybe a little extra just to sweeten it, as like an apology.
Like what?
I don't know.
Well, this
It's
is
an
this is like
idea.
half a plan at best. What if we do a thing that they would like? Oh, cool. Like what?
I said a little bit extra. I never said how much. It's just an idea. Like maybe a way
extra money?
to- Yes.
Is that okay? Well, you were
That's what I
not clear.
said.
It made it sound like there was something else that we should be giving them.
We were talking about money, and I said maybe give them a little more.
I know, but you also said, we killed their pet. Maybe we should
Yeah,
give them more
incentivize
incentive,
them.
which just reads to me
Just
like we're going to
little
cut
more
the
money.
head off and put it in their bed or something.
That could also be a good idea. They do seem to understand violence.
Let's start with just going to say, hi, would you like to be hired for job? I think that sounds great. Cool? Cool.
Okay. So, if you'd like to, you remember where basically it was an old like service building, I suppose, that was locked down, and then below that, down in the sewers, was where they had their spot. So you know how to get back to that. Is that where you'd like to go right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Right
it's just about basically the same time as now, where the sun is like on its way down. So you grab your equipment and your whatever supplies you need. So if you're gonna go from here straight in, I would check our backpacks, make sure that we got what we need.
Chest me.
Huh?
Chest me.
Chest me. Make sure you have any loadouts you might need.
Empty.
Yeah. What are you looking
I
for?
thought we had other stuff.
You sold a lot
You
of
sold
it.
it.
I have some things.
What are you looking for?
I thought I gave you other stuff to hold on to. Maybe I didn't.
I have a shadow.
Yeah, like my
flask.
bedroll and my torch and stuff.
Oh, I have those.
Yeah.
I believe.
I don't know if we're gonna need it, but I just.
That's gonna be stuck in your head forever, isn't it?
No,
I mean, I have my alchemist supplies, and my healer's kits. That's really all I probably need.
I don't have those ones.
They might be in my binder. That's fine. I don't need them. I thought we put them all in like the chest.
We don't need
supply.
to bring any tools with us, do we?
You don't know? It's an abandoned. It's an abandoned building and park, and so I mean, any access to tools you may need them to deal with whatever's in there.
We should probably get tools for clearing out foliage.
Darwin.
Not a bad idea.
Were we able to get through the lock?
We talked about trying one of my anti-magic things to see if it will do something. If not, we were going to maybe climb.
Or do you think that that's cuttable? Like,
It's magical, so I do not know how magical items work in reference to cutting. Maybe you do.
I
maybe
could
you do.
identify it now. We might be able to
Yeah.
learn
Can you roll
how
a
to
medicine check
disable
for
it.
me? Anyway.
A billion. No, it's 20.
20?
Yeah.
Well, Ink is talking. You notice a little more weight to the bottom of her face at first. And then you realize that, like, right here under her fur, like, those boils that she's been having, like, one is down here and it's, like, making her voice sound a little bit like, "Whoa." And she doesn't really notice it. She does this, like, without thinking, but
Ink, are you feeling okay?
now that you think about it, a little warm, but
I feel a little warm, I guess. I do not know. I haven't really thought about it, but
yeah. Sort of scratch, just not really thinking about it, and then you feel like a pressure.
do I look okay?
it might be a bit swollen.
Yeah, it's like right.
It's a little swollen, probably.
Maybe I should get this taken care of before we deal with the thing. I do not want to fall ill in the...
That's probably a good idea.
Okay, I'll have to find a physician. Oh!
Doctor, right here.
Do a doctor! Do a doctor on me.
Okay, so you
Are
sit
you gonna
down.
lance that thing?
You sit down at the table, and you bring the lantern over, and you grab some of your medical supplies, and you get ready, and go ahead and make a medicine check.
This is
17.
the rat pox. What was it? It was some kind of pox last time you said.
Fuck, I
Rat
forgot
pox
you
or
got a
something?
pox.
I'm sure I wrote it
They're
down.
like rat boils, yeah.
Yeah.
The same sort of.
How did you get that from the big rat?
Yeah.
Or something?
I think rat pox sounds right.
Yep.
I don't know.
You look at it, and it is definitely filled with a substance. It. Unless you want to like open it up, or and you know that you had some others elsewhere. I forget where they were last time, but I would assume very close to the bite. Starting to spread, and it's providing you moderate discomfort right now. There's no like mechanical things happening yet, but it's definitely gone unchecked.
Do I know, is this something that happens relatively often? Like, is this a known thing within the city? People get in contact with rats?
Roll a history check. And you can roll a history check as well.
7.
A rat pandemic.
7.
22.
You're breathing intensely. When you're looking at your phone?
Yeah, I was checking them.
Yeah. You're doing the thing that I do, where I just like... I was worried that you were okay for a second.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. 17, you said?
22.
22 is way more than 17. Okay, so between your knowledge of what's happening, you don't really, I mean, you've heard people get sick from rats. You don't know specific stuff. You're pretty sure they need to be lanced. But you do know that when they are lanced, it puts off a smell. So once they're lanced and drained, you can use one charge of your healer's kit to apply a thing, which lets you make a Constitution saving throw at the end of a long rest. And if you pass it, then it's healed, and we do that over and over. But for the 24 hours after you take care of it, you will give off a smell in like a 10-foot radius that gives you disadvantage on charisma, anything towards people, and also allows people to smell it. So you could choose when to do this. It's not all, it's just providing you some discomfort right now, no mechanical things. But
let's hold off, and if it gets to be a serious situation, we will handle it then.
Very glad I can't smell.
it's been
that
like
well.
3 days of not really addressing the issue.
Gone. I don't
Well,
know.
If we're about
tomorrow
to
is
go,
a good day then to do it. Then yes, we'll do it tomorrow.
Anyway, let's go see some rats. I'd rather not smell awful when I see them.
Okay.
wouldn't they be used to it?
You'd think so.
People get used to their own smells. I do not think they smell bad.
So,
Nose blindness.
yeah. You grab all your stuff and everyone's happy with their equipment? Okay. You lock up the warehouse, you walk across town, and you end up at that service space. In a dingy part of town, it's kind of one of the only buildings that's being used, and it's sort of like tucked away, and things have been built around it in its disuse. And as you walk up to it, there's like an alley that you walk up to, and then there's like a steel door with a little, like one of those like slide windows. You walk into the darkened alley, and there's like trash on the sides. You can see evidence of where they hang out, kind of in front of this space. There's a cleared out little space where they sit and play cards or whatever. The door is shut. Did you just knock on it?
I will knock.
Okay, so you on the metal rattly door, and after a few seconds, there's a, and you just see two ratty eyes looking out. Yeah,
Hello, I was looking.
it's Ake
I was looking to maybe.
and her friends. Speak.
I was looking to see if maybe anyone here wanted to make some money and come with us on a little errand we have.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, 10.
You hear some faint voices. How much and what is it?
We can discuss that if you would let us in.
Roll a persuasion check.
Hold on. 7. No, 8.
A little bit more time goes by. We can talk from here. We don't trust you.
All right.
Fritz says, better make it sweet.
We're willing to pay.
Also, you killed Mother.
In fairness, she
It
attacked
was
us first.
self-defense.
I just want to point that out.
Mother.
So, we're looking to hire a couple people, maybe, to help us get something out of the gardens on the cliffs.
Roll a persuasion check.
A natural 20, so 23.
Hanging out in the. Okay, then you start to walk away, and you hear. As the door pops open. Come in, come in. You all
Walk
hustle in and Gets pulled and then a big bolt gets locked. You're in the service area, and there's a couple of the rats up top, the doorman and one other. All right, head down. You head down the familiar staircase, the metal stairs, and into basically that living space you saw before with a table on the side and some cards being played and some different knickknacks around, and then of course the cover that goes straight down into the what used to be Mother's pit. Fritz is there, Chim is there, and some others.
Well, what do you want?
Hello.
You see Fritz with his eye patch and his gun on the table in a power play move.
It is good to see you again. Sorry for intruding, but we were looking to get some help for a job we are doing, and we wanted to know if any of you would like perhaps an opportunity to make a little money.
You gonna get one of my boys killed?
Hopefully not.
It is a job. The risks come with any job, but we will try and protect as we expect them to try and protect us. It is how it works. You know this. You know you cannot get money for nothing, and there is inherent risk in any job. But also, I know you know that recently I have gone from living on the street to doing better. So maybe I am trying to share the wealth with some of my oldest friends.
Roll a persuasion check.
God, I'm rolling like shit today. 12.
We are not friends. You did not smell of my eggs, and you killed my mother!
If you do not want to make money, that is okay. We can find someone else at this big city.
Smell of my eggs.
We came here.
And the noxious, like, vinegary egg leather pouch opens up, and you can feel the sting, and one is grabbed out, and sort of like that guy that sucks hot dogs, but with an egg.
You know you could pickle those and they would, like, last
Eat!
Is this dangerous to my health?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. But it's fine.
It's turning a little bit.
We'll figure it out when that comes up.
You eat this. I allow you to take one of them.
2.
One.
2.
One.
Take it. And it's like slippery in your fingers. Oh, that's bad. That's a bad idea. You smelled it, hoping that it would like get you used to it a little bit. But underneath whatever the vinegar is, or whatever that acid that's sanitized some of this, there's a almost like a sweet decay.
You have to suck it down.
I'm gonna try and take this like basically a solid shot, just as quick down as possible.
Okay.
Oh god. It might almost be worse.
Okay. I'll say Constitution saving throw.
Here comes the good roll.
3.
Oh.
It goes right back into your hand, but it's a little like wet. You're like,
I'm trying again. Can I try again?
you can try one more time.
Okay.
You should go like,
That's a bad idea.
Better, 13.
13. And you go.
Oh.
Oh.
You have like immediate heartburn, but it's in.
Better or worse than the testicle?
Oh, so much worse. I would eat. It's so bad that made me lose my accent for a second. I would eat a whole soccer team full of testicles before I ate that egg again.
What's
Weirdly
a soccer
specific.
team?
It's from I read a book once. It was like a fictional.
I'm sure they
sport.
have people who kick ball in this universe.
Yeah, but we don't have soccer, and also we'd probably call it football.
We call
So
it-
wait, okay. So we probably don't have soccer, but if we do, we
would call it football.
Okay.
Because we're British.
Because your accents correlate specifically.
So you
to
say
UK.
soccer, they say football.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they call it football in Russia.
they do.
It's a rough translation from whatever the
Everyone
Russia.
else calls it football except for us.
It's just
we
actually
have-
correct.
Because we are the greatest in the world,
We're
USA.
super free.
USA.
We have all the freedoms ever.
That's right.
True.
Yep.
Except bodily autonomy. And
And
soon the right to marry if you are gay.
Oh,
Again.
Basic necessities.
Yep, don't have that either.
Trans healthcare is probably up
Don't
for
have
it.
any regular health care.
No.
If you want an education,
Don't have that.
Pay for it.
We do have
Student loans.
obscene convenience to get consumer products delivered to us, though.
True.
yeah, like the Amazon girl boss.
That's in India.
I know, but still. Oh, did you hear
So-
that Amazon's actually covering abortions for their employees?
Good.
Travel costs for an
So, they should also cover health care for the country.
They're
Oh,
only
yeah,
they're
right.
only doing that because they need them to be able to work more hours.
That's okay. So,
Alright, I ate your egg.
yes.
Please tell me these were chicken eggs. You know what?
They were chicken eggs.
What other kind of eggs?
Oh, lots of
Would
other
you-
kinds of eggs.
Your brother is a doctor. You do not know that there are different eggs?
No, I know that there are different
I'm
eggs.
just
I
surprised you
mean-
ate the shell, too.
There was a shell on it? It was so soft.
That's what happens.
The mouthfeel was horrible.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right, pick one of them. You can pick one of those rats over there. One of those minis.
I pick a rat.
Pick a rat. There's. See them? Right down there. There's some rats. They
Oh,
look
I
like,
see 'em.
They look like
Okay,
rats. Just pick
okay,
whichever one you think you like.
while she's looking through.
Mhm.
Seriously, man, you could get pickled eggs. It would still, but it would not be bad for you. I am afraid for your safety. I do not like you, but I do not want you to die of
Alright.
egg.
This man.
Let me see. Okay, so you see a rat with armor and an axe, who is very silently standing there.
I think that's a
Wh-
halberd.
It doesn't matter what it is. Here you go. You guys can look at him. Randy painted him, so he
I
looks really
picked
good.
the most heavily armored
Sure.
rat.
But you also
Smart.
picked the rat that's just standing in the corner with the halberd going
Yes!
the whole time
I love it.
with
Perfect.
dead eyes.
Yes!
He's perfect.
Pick him.
He would be perfect.
Are you sure?
Why do you
Is
ask?
he good at fighting?
Yes.
Is he good at not killing allies once they pay him?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, then
That's fine.
He's
then.
just crazy.
Oh, it is fine. So is she.
He's non-verbal.
That's fine. He understands us, right?
Maybe. Seems to.
Does he listen to you?
No.
Will he listen to the job?
Eh.
Was that a or a yes?
So you can walk over and just
Does this one have a name?
Well, he's non-verbal, so
I know, but I
suppose
don't know
not.
if they call him something.
we call him Bob.
Hello, Bob. It is nice to meet you.
Doesn't seem to acknowledge that name.
Okay.
Would you like to go and possibly murder some strange things in a garden with us?
Mid. There's a.
it worked out.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fritz, Jim, or I hope you...
Oh, you must pay him.
Oh, yes, of course.
What's the going rate for your services?
I say just start putting them down into his hands until he starts walking with you.
Okay.
Maybe, like, leave a trail or something. He's also very food motivated, so...
Does he like eggs?
Well, yes. Hey, we all like eggs. You want the egg, Bob?
I don't think he
I don't know if he wants eggs.
Okay.
He's seen some shit, though. He's
Okay.
very good in the fight.
I walk over. I place that.
It's gold or platinum?
Oh, man, did you really put those in your mouth? Those are going to get recirculated.
Yeah, they're definitely going to get recirculated. Anyway, he keeps them in his mouth. And you think that's it?
If we walk away,
Maybe
does
he swallowed
start-
them?
Does he start following if we kind of...
Start shuffle along. You hear this chung 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 chung.
I love him.
Not very
Where's he at?
quiet. He's
He's the best. I picked the best one.
Okay. So he walks in full jingling plate armor and a halberd.
All right, that was better than I thought. I assume we're out at this point. Okay. We
Walks out. Okay, have a good time, Bob. Bring him back.
We will.
Okay.
Do you even like being called Bob?
He will turn his head towards you through his metal reclaimed, like you can tell this is like scrap metal armor.
I tap once for yes, two for now. Interesting.
All right, Cliffgardens. Let's go not die. Let's go, Bob.
That's a good plan.
Okay, so Bob in tow.
On the way, I will explain the job to him.
Yeah, I'm sure he cares.
No, just I'm
No, I
talking
know.
to my new
I
friend.
know.
Okay.
I know.
Okay. So you explain to Bob that you are going there and you're gonna
Gotta get some crocodile hormone stuff.
you need some crocodile hormones.
Yeah, and there might be scary monsters and stuff
Okay.
waiting. So
His expression doesn't change
Yeah.
at one time.
no, I'm just
All
gonna.
right.
I'm gonna keep talking to him and not.
He seems to be as into it as he is anything else.
Make sure he knows not to kill the professor.
Wait. Oh, true. Yes, there's one person that you shouldn't harm, and it's a professor or something we're looking for.
And also us. Yep.
Also
And
us.
us.
Don't harm
And
That
us.
is good.
And us.
Do not
Can't-
harm me.
No, you cannot harm.
No
and
harm.
Not him. Not me either. I
No.
would hope not yourself. No.
Oh, Bob. Are you doing okay? Not me either. You're going back around. You did.
Would it work
Are-
if we point at
You're
who
going
you
to
harm?
attack the sky?
No, not me.
The moon? If you want to attack the moon, you can try and attack the moon.
Okay, so you walk north from there along the streets. The sounds of the city changing from the industrial workplace that it is, and you can hear a block over, basically is the main drag. And you can hear the sounds of the beginning of what is usually a raucous night, especially in the bar district that you're not too far away from. A lot of light that you can see sort of going up in the sky. And you walk towards the Cliffgardens from there? Okay. As you walk towards the Cliffgardens, the first thing that you see upon approach is the tall fence, about 12 feet or so, with curved, I guess, anti-jump over me measures. Sort of the wrought iron sort of twists and comes to points. You see the gate that goes up to the top with a little, there's like a sigil or something at the top, like some sort of design in the metal. And then you see the chain that's wrapped around both doors, wrapped through the bars, and that connects to itself. Across the street is a collection of more down, lower class bars. I would say. You see a lot more of the sad kind of drinking than you see the partying drinking. Kind of like a rural bar setting, but
it's funny because
yeah.
we both know.
Yeah, we both know.
Yeah, that's not.
Some people just that's their daily, and these people are definitely that's their daily. Also near the gate, not right in front of it, but near it, kind of maybe 30 feet down from the gate as you walk sort of in that direction, under a lamp post, one of the street lights, there's a bench and a wastebasket that's tipped over, and you see 3 like young adult teenage like figures that have, one of them's wearing a leather vest with nothing underneath and like leather pants with the boots, and you see tattoos. You see like a punk gang basically. Different hairstyles, 2 of which are human, one of which is a female dwarf, and they have apparently kicked over that trash can and are like up on the bench, and they're kind of like standing on it and trying to tip it onto its back legs and balance, and they're having fun doing that, and they seem to be like sharing a joint or something. And as you walk up, one of them says out loud, basically, "Oh, coming to our corner?
Your corner?
Yeah."
This is city. I think it's everyone's corner.
Look, guys, I can appreciate that you have some sort of stake on this corner. If I give you this, will you go away for like 30 minutes while we do something? We're not going to be here long. We're not going to deal with any of your stuff. We just need this area clear.
The one in the leather jacket, or the leather vest, sort of pops down. A tall guy, kind of skinny, has lots of different tattoos, walks over. And what are you going to be doing?
Nothing that will involve you or your corner. Don't worry about it. We'll not be in this area once you're back in 30 minutes.
Would that be enough time?
It'll be enough time to get where we're going, and then we will not be within sight of this corner.
Are you going in there?
We are going in there, yes.
Hey guys!
Don't make this a thing, please. Just
Like, yeah? Hold on. I've seen people go in there and not come out.
That's what we've heard so far.
Oh yeah, lots of time.
Yes, that's.
I had friends that have gone in there and not come out.
But have there
On a
been,
dare.
has there ever been anyone who's ever come out?
I mean, I'm not here all the time, but I'll take your gold. But I'll do you one better. I mean, I kind of don't want to leave the corner. We got some business to conduct, but if he wants to have some lookout, double that up. We'll yell in there if we see anybody coming.
It's not a bad idea.
do you guys have any more gold? I only have.
I can do it.
It'd be 3 more. Appreciate it.
Okay, well, we'll go over there and we'll clean out some of the drunks over there and enjoy your time. If you don't come back, rough. It's a rough one.
Won't be
Great now.
You just hear metal on metal as you see Bob through the gate looking in. Okay. All right. Well, have a good one. Hey, guys! And then he sort of like jogs back.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, that's
So you
very
have-
friendly.
You have a little bit of... They think you're dead. So they just got 6 gold for no reason.
exactly. Yeah.
So, they go off. You do see in fact, earlier tonight you saw a guy eating his lunch.
Yeah. He was like, "Don't go in there."
Yeah, you see that same guy hanging out in front of the bar across the street. But now he's drinking dinner. So, that guy gets distracted a little bit. You have a little bit of time to yourselves if you want to get in here in a certain way. So, you have the sounds behind the gate and the fence of nature and birds, and you can hear that that change from the animals that are awake during the day to the animals that are awake during the night. And you can start to hear the insects and the sound of frogs and toads and... Someone fart?
No, my nose is freezing.
Again?
Yeah, my nose is really cold too.
Y'all have cold
I'm
noses?
fine.
My nose is very cold. And I have a piece of metal in it, and that makes it worse.
Oh, I feel good. Anyway. So,
Did you want to do the identify on the chain?
Yeah, I can do that, yeah. Now that we have lookout.
Takes 10 minutes, I believe you said.
Yeah, it'll be about 10, 11 minutes.
Alright, not too bad.
okay. So,
Hey,
you
Bob.
Well,
hold on. You walk up to the chain as it's wrapped around, and it's cold to the touch. It's almost uncomfortably cold, but not enough to do any damage or anything. But you find yourself having to like power through, especially after the halfway point, to the point where your hand kind of is achy. And you start muttering the different words and focusing on it, and you can feel the fresh scar where you carve that in. It almost hurts good, like a scratch on like something that's been irritated, like a scab, or it almost provides odd relief in a way. And as that happens, you say to Bob, "What?"
To kill the time.
Would you like to see something interesting? And I take like a loose rock or something, like anything I could find on the ground, and then I'm just going to start kicking it back and forth.
Okay. So you kick it to him?
No, I'm just.
You're
I'm
kicking
gonna
it
do
on
it.
the sidewalk and then walking to it and then kicking it back. Okay.
And then every now and then she kind of glances up at Ink.
By the time you do this 3 or 4 times, he's transfixed on the stone and just follows it like this.
Are we inventing soccer?
I
think we are.
I do it for like the entire 10 minutes.
I feel like one day we're either going to all die really painfully and suddenly, or be like awesome, and I can't tell which it is.
Can each of
depending
you
on
roll
the
me a
day.
d10, by the way?
Me and Hannah.
Each of you.
Oh, all of us.
8.
8,
4.
9.
9,
5.
8, 9, 5.
He's
I'll-
rolling on the table of things to kill us.
rolling hit points for your new mouse guy.
Oh.
8 plus 9, 17 plus 5 is 22. 22 plus. Okay.
Can't believe you
Is
didn't
he
fall
level
for my
4?
ploy.
What?
Is he level 4?
No, I
Oh.
just took the 3 highest.
Oh, okay. This mouse is jacked.
He is a sturdy boy.
He is one level higher than us.
Wonder what class he is.
Like a fighter.
Or a barbarian.
Well, he's
Fighter
wearing,
or
he's wearing
barbarian?
armor though. Don't barbarians
true,
normally
true,
not
true.
wear armor? I guess they could. I don't know the rules for barbarians.
He could just be here crazy.
He could just be
Could
crazy.
be.
Great Weapon Master adds +2 to damage, or you can reroll once.
I think it's reroll once. Because 2 weapon fighting adds your modifier to the damage.
Well, there's Great Weapon Master, which I think lets you reroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
And then
Great
there's
Weapon Fighting.
Great Weapon Fighting.
What's that?
That's a fighting style,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Is that just plus something?
Plus 1 AC, maybe,
That's
or
protection.
I can just look it up. I don't know why.
well, some of the other
That's
fighting
protection.
styles give you AC when met
That
with
dueling
conditions.
does.
Yeah, like having 2 weapons.
I believe Great Weapon Fighting is a boost to damage, but I could be wrong. And a halberd does 1d.
Great Weapon Fighting is when you roll a 1 or 2 on damage die for an attack. You can re-roll and must use the new roll,
Oh,
as long as it's obviously two-handed or versatile.
Yeah, and then what's a halberd do? Where's my weapon thing? I have it in here.
I'm high
You
now.
don't have to
so.
worry about it. I got it.
No, I'm just saying, this is hitting me very suddenly.
Good time for it to hit right before we go on the spooky danger.
It's actually a glaive, I think, yeah. Because a halberd it does the same exact thing anyway. They're both 1d10. Okay, that's right.
I need like a fucking fidget spinner.
I just rocked my chair.
Dude, I do this all the time. Like
That's why we got
this
guns.
and this and this. And
He has
this
I'll
all
just
of
get
us
a surgery
stimming?
kit.
a
Fuck
single
that.
surge, and he
a little kid's
has.
plastic surgery.
I need to get some
Yeah.
slime to play with, I guess.
Go those like Fisher Price doctor kits. Just walk around like that. Real doctor.
True.
Okay.
Real doctor.
So Bob has all his stats. So
If Bob dies, we riot.
Is Bob our new copy?
He's our new copy.
Should have named him Cobb.
well,
He's definitely the new copy.
He's gonna roll 3 nat 20s.
we'll see.
See, now we've jinxed it. He's going to die in the first room now.
He's gonna roll nothing but that one.
Tough. It's the way it works.
He's gonna charge in and get eaten by something, and we'll never
immediately.
see him again.
It's still wild that it took an ancient red dragon to kill Cobby.
Right?
And then he came back to life anyway. So,
Win-win.
So
Copy was a cosmic force that could not be stopped, okay?
you have identified it. It is called the Chain of Locking, and it locks to itself. It would take a strength save of 20 to pull it apart. It basically is equivalent to an arcane lock, but you wrap it. I don't think there's anything.
Well.
It can't be destroyed or anything, but it
Okay.
can be.
Is only the person who started it able to magically, like, decide unlock? I guess I would ask this
Maybe-
question.
It's more of a you'd have to dispel it
So
Okay.
even
With
the
the
original
bullet?
person would have to cast this spell
or
on it.
knock or something
Okay.
to unlock it, and
Gotcha.
it would basically reset its state,
Uh-uh.
and then you could choose to. Again, it's an uncommon item basically, or
We could-
wondrous item. I suppose.
Anti-magic bullet.
I will
just
we,
unlock
we,
it.
we could try to pull it apart and maybe save a bullet.
But then
first.
maybe it will break. I'm thinking if we could get this off, we could use it or sell it.
Well,
That's
it
what
I can
definitely won't
imagine
break.
if we could
It
lock
won't
your
break,
seller
yeah.
with it, we would have to find a way to
Yes,
get it
but
off, obviously.
It definitely won't break.
It won't break.
'Cause
It
it's
just
magical.
unlocks.
Oh, I understand what
To
you
be
were saying
the
now.
bearer of bad news, but we're not very strong.
You have the most upper body strength, I think. I'm all thighs. I can jump very high.
I do.
You
but
also have Bob.
we have
Bob! Could you try and pull this chain and I'll kind of like...
That's your
Walks
first
up to the chain
enemy.
and starts pulling. Let's see what happens.
Here comes.
I love how everyone goes, Bob. Oh my god.
He just keeps doing that until you make him
Okay,
stop
Bob, stop,
Okay.
stop.
And
Okay,
he
it's fine.
stops
Thank you for
drooling
the
and
bullet then? I'll take out one of the bullets from,
okay.
kind of like,
Oh, you're just gonna break it
yeah, and
instead of shoot it? Okay. So you snap the capsule on the back of the bullet and get some of that anti-magic fungus juice, I guess, on it, and expelling that charge. And as you do, there is a little bit of a moment where you're not sure it's working, and then it
We'll
starts
take it off
to
quickly.
Take it off,
Perfect.
and now you have. It's not you have to write it down, but you have that, and it does
are we-
cost a slot.
Are we writing
Worst
directly
part.
on these, or do you want me
You
to
can write
like...
right on it. I don't care.
We
Chain
guys,
of
we
unlocking?
unlock something
Locking.
without having to try very
Yeah.
hard.
You're
This is like a
welcome.
D&D fucking
Yeah.
miracle.
Does anyone have like a marker that would be better?
I
Something
have
like that?
dry erase. No, when we first saw the lock, I was like, wait, we have anti-magic. Should just go.
Yeah, it's
Easy.
dry
Done.
erase, so just let it air dry
Quick.
before you stick it in there.
The door
My main
was
goal
not
of
the
this
boss
campaign
this
is to
time.
not struggle with doors.
Although the problem with if you don't struggle with the door, I worry about what's coming out.
And then
I'm never
just
struggling with
a
the door in this campaign. I'm
DC
sick of
20
it.
strength
I'm done.
save to-
That's my fucking
No
goal.
more door bosses.
And then once you engage it, it's engaged until it's knocked or dispelled.
It won't automatically re-engage to itself.
Nope, you have to intentionally do it. It's just a wondrous item.
Cool.
It's not attunement. It's 30 feet as well.
That could be very useful.
So
How are we going to lock the gate behind us?
I just assume we aren't.
Do we have to?
I mean, we don't know what's in here. Do we want to possibly getting out?
Could be interesting.
Well, I think probably cause some havoc, and then if we get caught in here while that happens,
Maybe causing havoc will draw attention away from us specifically. If there's other things going on in the city.
could be true.
The way in which you casually trivialize the danger of others is honestly breathtaking every time. I shouldn't be surprised at this point, but it's all just very utilitarian. Do not care if anyone else is harmed. Does it help us? Great.
Well, yes.
Like, I swear, if we found a vial of, like, some horrible disease, if it could benefit us even 1%...
Absolutely. Why would we not take that?
Keep her away from the vials.
You don't think that he would be interested in having something like that?
Maybe things
work
aren't all
on.
about what you're interested in. Maybe the common good is something that you should take into consideration sometimes.
when you
Well,
say
this
that
is the common good.
from beyond the gate, you hear deep cascading throughout the things, and you see several birds.
Well, maybe we should open this gate and move to the side.
All right, let's go. I'm gonna
I'm just
kick it.
saying that.
You're gonna
Kick
kick
it
the.
open.
You're gonna kick
Wait,
it open.
does it open
Yeah.
outwards or inwards?
Oh god.
It opens it.
That shit would have been
Really
really
funny.
funny.
Roll me a strength attack.
Oh, come on!
Shit would've
Why?
With advantage, it's staying still.
Okay. Uh, 9?
9 total.
I have a -1 to strength, and I rolled a 10.
You get partial wish as you kick it open, and it goes. So it's not like bam, but it's it does open in, I guess so, this way. And when it does, all of you notice from the top of the gate and going out along the top of that to the top of the fence,
Oh shit.
an arc of like some sort of like blue energy goes.
Oh, fuck.
It travels in about a second
I know
from
what
the
that
top to the middle
is.
to the end,
Eh,
and that's it.
that is above my head. What
Yeah, I
the?
don't-
Some sort of
I don't know.
alarm? Or like a tripwire?
You know,
But a magical
stuff.
one.
Well,
Do I recognize it?
You can roll an Arcana check.
if it's something that I don't know, that if someone put it there, they definitely know we're here now.
22.
You do not recognize it. But you definitely notice that the little designs that were on the top of this, as you walk around to the back of that on the other side of the open doors and you look back at them, the back side of it had this like thin piece of almost like aluminum, but like not foil, but like a thin piece of like metal that was like bracketed onto either side of this gate. So if the top of these bars go like this, there's like a solid piece of metal there. It was riveted in, but it was thin enough to break. I mean, this and it had designs in it, and it seemed to be some sort of like had some sort of magical effect, obviously, that
Oh.
ran the
Oh,
perimeter.
shit.
Perhaps it could be some sort of barrier.
Perhaps.
You
So
don't know?
like it went along
Or
the
a
walls. Did you
Not the
say?
walls, the
top.
gates.
The gates. That is what I
The
meant.
gate, the gates and the bars. It sort of looks like the, it's just a security gate to keep people up, but you can look in.
Where's Bob?
Bob's right next to you.
Okay, I didn't know
He's
if
just
he just
standing
started
there.
fucking walking.
No, as soon as you walk, he basically stays in the middle of you, as much as he can. So if the four of you were like this, he'd be standing right here.
Do we? When we were looking in them, sorry, was there a major structure or so?
Yeah. So as you walk in, and the gate's behind you, are you shutting the gate behind you, or are you just
I
you
want
can leave it
to-
open as well?
Yeah, Bob, we're going to try to be quiet and sneak through as much as we can.
He goes.
Oh.
And if something does see us, then we fight it.
Oh.
He's ready.
I love him.
So
Push the doors shut.
yeah, okay. So you can push them. You can push them back, and they sort of get together, but they don't close. Like they
Yeah.
don't like lock or anything.
That's fine.
And they sort of just go as they move back. There's a long pathway. It's cement. It's being grown over on either side from the tall grasses that are here now. What it looks like is it goes up for a little while, splits, and then there's other walkways that you can't quite see because the growth is too much. On either side of you is basically like a small forest. It seems like you could walk the perimeter of the fence a little bit. You don't know how long until it but when you two went, the sides were pretty grown out.
Yeah.
So it'd be pretty hard to get through, but maybe you could. Maybe there's something out there. And at the end, you do see, I guess roll perception checks from this distance. It's dark out. It's kind of a long ways to the structure, but you can see the yellow glass structure in the back that sort of looms up over top of the canopy of these trees, and you have a rough view of the front from here.
I don't see shit.
Okay.
7.
I think it's just 11.
Bob's got a 1.
He's doing his
Barely,
best.
barely less than me.
Oh, mine's even worse. Never mind.
Okay, so no one got over a
I
10.
have horrible wisdom.
I got a 3.
Okay, so what you can see is there's a walkway, like dense sort of growth here, like just a park that hasn't been used in 30 years, and you heard from the side those water features. If you focus, that's the one other thing that you can pick up here, besides the animal noise and stuff, is there's a water feature off and to the left a little bit, down kind of on the side that you were at, and then you can hear a deep in.
Probably best to avoid that in the water, I would think.
Probably not a bad idea.
Agreed.
Well, we should probably not move on the path. That would be a little risky.
Obvious, we would be more visible.
Right. The water was on this side or this side?
The left.
Left, that's what I thought.
You don't know how far to the left.
Yeah.
You could hear it basically through the trees of this constant running water sound. Sounds a little bit like a brook, but it's probably like a water feature.
Maybe we stick to the right then a little bit more?
But being on the path may make us more visible, but would we not be noisier trying to travel through the foliage?
Not only that, but what if the person, clearly they had planned for intruders, kind of pointing back at the gate. Perhaps they assumed that someone breaking in would attempt to be sneaky and therefore set up more traps, not on the path, but on the areas that are not as obvious, knowing that people like us would sneak through.
Fair enough. I guess we could walk on the path.
Are we assuming the professor is hostile towards us?
Everyone who has come in here has not come out.
I assumed it was the animals.
I guess it could be, but either way.
How would somebody
I
be
believe
living
part
in
of the
here?
rumors that they had in this thing was that weird experiments might be done on people.
There's lots of rumors.
That's
yeah.
a rumor.
Yeah.
Why would someone be living here for so long and not be able to leave? Or have people come in and come out?
The rumors are not that this person can't leave. Rumors that the person does leave, but uses this place as like a private residence.
It is said that this person delves themselves.
Hmm.
Well, guess the path is probably our best then.
Alright, keep an eye out for any traps?
Yeah.
Any sort of anything that looks glowy, like magic, I don't know.
Not a bad idea.
Okay.
I could use a detect magic spell if we want to take a few minutes.
That sounds great.
Again.
Another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll be fine.
So you want to sit just on the inside of the entrance for 10 minutes?
It's probably the safest place to do it, honestly.
Mr. Buttons.
Once we step back out.
Gloms off of your leg and
I'm going to touch him and do Gaze of Two Minds as I pat his little head. And then stand back up, grab onto Isaac's arm, and then as Mr. Buttons, could you go down this path a ways? So I'm
starts
just gonna
walking down
watch
the path.
through his
the
eyes.
slime cat. Okay. So, do you want Mr. Buttons to be sneaky or just walk? Okay, roll a stealth check for Mr. Buttons.
Oh, that's really good. That's wait, what?
+3.
He has 21.
Okay. Did you get proficiency plus your dexterity? I believe that's +1 dexterity for a cat.
I think so.
Either way, it's a 21. So, cat starts slinking down. And how far do you want him to go?
Just until I guess the first crossway in the path. If there's a fort
Okay,
or
roll a perception check for him. +1.
Perception 20.
Okay.
Oh wait, I'm looking at my own sheet. Like
Just +1.
Yeah.
Okay. Walks down a little bit, and you can see as you walk, there's overgrowth. This path is not used a ton. It doesn't have like footprints or anything as you walk. There are the noises of other animals. There are... Yeah, I guess you'd notice. When you do get to the first crossroads, which is maybe 50, 60 feet up, and they sort of curl around, and it looks like there used to be like bushes on the corners with benches nearby, and the bushes have all sort of like, they look like a vining, maybe a fruiting plant that isn't in season or something, and it's grown over these benches, so it almost looks like I don't know, these weird sort of tendrils have spread out over this bent shape on the four corners of this crossroad. To the left, you can see another 50 or so feet down, there is a fountain. And around that fountain, you see, I guess from this distance, many clusters of small white like things. They look rigid, maybe bones, maybe stones, maybe collections of some other refuse. They don't quite look like moon chips.
Like just laying in the
Like
ground?
around this water feature. Not like organized, just like randomly.
Scattered about?
Yeah, you're not close enough to really tell. Behind you, the path starts to wind a little bit, and you lose it in the brush, and then beyond it continues towards the sort of glass facade of this place. And you can see from this distance, as you get closer, there are lights in front of the structure that are dim-ish. They probably were once pretty brilliant, but they're magical lights. You recognize these from some of the more expensive homes where you come from. They're these orange. They give off this orange, like street lamp glow, sort of that parking lot orange. But they're much dimmer than you are used to at this point. Probably slowly losing their magical charge over the years.
Mm-hmm.
But can't see much more than that from here with Mr. Buttons, unless you want to keep moving. Mr. Buttons can be in danger, though. He is not immortal.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. He is not a familiar. He is a cat. A goo cat, but he's a cat.
No, I'm gonna have him come back.
Okay. He comes back without a worry in the world. And sits down in front of you as you
I give him a little pet.
de-leech.
Yeah.
Okay. So, at that point, your ritual is done, and you're casting Detect Magic?
Yep.
Okay. You detect magic on just yourselves. Bob doesn't have anything magic on him.
No.
Okay, well, I'm ready to proceed.
All right.
It seems like
Also, 10 minutes, right?
to one side we have like a fountain with a bunch of white things scattered, and then the other way you could see lights from the structure inside. So
That's probably where we're going.
Yeah.
We should just be careful.
Yes.
Stealth?
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody roll stealth.
Oh, don't do this.
Bob makes it with disadvantage because he is wearing...
It's okay. I rolled really
Okay, then.
bad.
It's fine. I mean, I don't know. Join the club.
Okay, I'm going to point at you.
4.
4,
3.
3,
18.
18,
20.
20.
This side of the table.
Oh, you used your inspo?
Pulling all the weight.
6 dexterity.
Look, I'm made out of porcelain and steel. What do you want from me?
I have a limp.
Well,
Maybe put the goo on your feet.
there's
Just like
5
move
of you, and you
feet
needed
so
3 successes. And you had no critical failures. You have an average stealth right now. So
Good.
So the two of you have a little trouble staying perfectly quiet, but Bob does surprisingly well, as he is a rat, and he sometimes does stuff like this. He has disadvantage, but he does have proficiency, so not too
Sneaky
shabby.
little rat.
The two of you stay okay. You have to steady yourself for a moment as you move forward, and you make your way up to the crossroads.
Yeah.
So you can
Basically,
see
tracing the path.
left. You can see that water feature. It looks like a fountain in disrepair. You can see some, again, those little small clusters of like white sticks or bones or something.
How far away is this?
About 60 feet, so you can't really see quite well. And it's pretty dim light, so you'd have to walk up to it, at least within range. And on top of it, Kitty Cat couldn't see as well because it doesn't see color very well. The rest of you can see like what looks to be maybe a humanoid shape. And for a second you all tense up, but it seems to be still on top of it. Maybe a statue or some other thing, but you don't quite know what it is.
Do we want to go see what that is? I do not know what the light on.
Couldn't hurt.
Opposite it, the trail winds, and then
It
Well,
could
Could
possibly
hurt, I
hurt.
guess, but
Do we want to? Do we just want to head towards the light where the professor probably
I
is?
think we should probably stick to that for now.
Detours could be dangerous.
All right.
I think I agree. We should just keep moving on, I think.
so you press forward and you want to get to the next crossroad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's one more before you're at the front gate.
Okay.
Roll be stealth.
Don't fuck me. It fucked me worse.
I used my inspiration, so you guys better.
Wait, I do have inspiration.
Ooh, 17.
Is this I roll it and add, or is this a re-roll?
You roll it, and it's what
With
it is.
advantage.
Just what it is.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's just another roll. It's like a luck point.
Okay. That's much better. I'll take it.
Okay. Those are my 2 inspos back.
14.
Okay. 14. Bob.
0?
0.
Oh my god, 20.
20.
17.
I rolled a 2. Negative 2. that is.
17. Okay, Bob also rolled a 5, but 14, 20,
Okay,
and 17.
I'm really glad that I
Yeah.
fucking used that.
Worth.
Okay. That'll get interesting. So,
4.
you continue to move forward. This is a little bit of a longer journey. The middle part of this seems to have some mini pathways that seem to be, they used to be like trails through this outdoor part of the botanical garden, but they quickly get overgrown as you look through them. Now, enough that you could navigate, but it'd be close, and you'd have to. You wouldn't have as much mobility, basically. There are benches along the sides and lights that no longer work as you continue to move down. On the right-hand side, about right at the midpoint, I guess on the right and the left side, there are 2 buildings that the vines have grown over opposite one another. They look like identical buildings that face one another, and basically there's, if you look at the one on the right, there's a door on the left and a door on the right, and it looks like you can walk in and out of them, and the same thing on the other side.
Interesting.
Anybody want to do anything in here?
I think we should probably
Oh.
keep moving. The faster we move, the better.
Hopefully, the professor could show us around if we're curious.
And if something does come for us, we know we can hide at least if they're unlocked.
Okay. It's also at this point that you notice with your detect magic a silver line running across at the back of these 2 buildings along the ground. Cuts off the entire walkway.
That walkway there looks like it probably has an alarm type warding spell.
How does
So-
it trigger?
Just passing through that plane.
So
Can
we
you go around it?
over it?
It's an area that you can't enter.
Oh, okay.
It goes up to a certain height.
Yeah, it's not like a physical tripwire, it's a spell.
That's what I'm saying. Is there a limit to how much it can cover?
It's. Would I know?
You know that there's a limit.
Okay.
Can you
You don't
see-
know the spell, right?
I don't.
Then you don't know the specifics of it. But you know that there's a rough. When he points it out, you can all see to a much lesser degree because you detect magic. But you can all see especially if you were to like have any light go up or anything. There's a little thin, almost like a hair width, silver line that goes from the back corner of the one on the left and to the back corner of the one on the right.
Well, we could either go around it or trigger it.
We should definitely try and go around it.
Probably.
Which side? Does either side look easier to traverse?
Not really. They both look overgrown. Both buildings look identical to one another. I haven't been in either side of them, but they are there's plants that have grown over. They don't look like they're used. You can hear that your voices carry into them, like they're not filled very much. Kind of like if you've ever been like in a pavilion.
Okay.
The trails that are walking trails, that if this place was groomed, you'd be able to see most likely all over the place, but they look, not identical, but similar enough.
Okay.
Just depends on what you want to do. And then there's the walkways that you could go back that are more of the main ones. The ones that leads to the water feature, and the other one that wound off. Just depends on what you want to do.
One on the right.
I'm good with that.
Sure.
Unless you want to dump out a bullet.
Does it look like a physical actual thing, or does it look like...
It's the alarm spell. So it's a physical
It's like a
spell
silvery
manifestation.
thread.
I could
whatever.
try. Should I try? It might trigger it, though.
You'd have to roll a sleight of hand check to...
Yeah.
Or you could blast it.
It's up to you. If you want to try it, I'm not opposed.
I mean, we have it.
I
We
just
could give it a shot.
don't want
Ha!
to set.
And if it...
Set-
I didn't actually mean to.
don't want to accidentally trigger it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I will do my best.
So you can fire at it with advantage that will make a noise, or you can roll a sleight of hand check to break it at it without crossing the plane, basically.
What do you guys think? I'll explain.
You can also-
either thing I could do to them.
How confident are you in your slightness of hand?
I'm pretty good, but we all have bad days. It's dark. It's spooky. I do not know. There is a decent chance that I will get it, but there is a better
You might
chance.
have a good shot.
does the alchemist kit have a little droppers?
Yeah.
So if we break the bullet, because I have my supplies with me, break the bullet into a beaker, could put it into a dropper. It's more precise that way.
Squirt it?
Yeah, it's a little bit more precise than trying to break a bullet at the thing, because you can't come from above it.
Yeah, I'll
because-
say if you make an alchemist tool check to open it and extract it into a thing, one of you can try to squirt the anti-magic juice at it. What a weird game.
Okay.
I don't care.
Let's do that. Yeah.
I
love
this.
I'm 100% in.
Let's do it this way. We're gonna do it that way.
I'll hand the bullet.
Okay, so you hand the bullet over.
Think smarter.
And you grab a couple of the tools out. You have your scalpel. And you basically, it's this thin glass that's able to deal with the combustion of the shot, but does break if this metal around it is twisted or if it impacts anything. It's actually pretty well designed. You can tell that Idwal did a good job.
Is there any way I can break just a little bit of it,
Break a little bit of it.
the casing? Is it?
Oh, you'll be able to get into this thing.
Okay.
So basically, the check is to see how good that is. So roll an alchemist kit check.
Is that just proficiency?
It's
or is
intelligence
it-
plus proficiency,
Okay.
and then you can do whatever else you want with it. You have obviously your smarty pants
So it's
stuff.
plus
So
5.
you do.
Yeah.
So you can choose to do that, but to extract some of the stuff out, you sort of take a knee and grab some of the shit real quick. and
13.
It goes up in there. you only spill a little bit of it.
Okay.
So not enough to like affect it. You don't think. And it's just an eyedropper, basically, is what you have, like a little thing. So who's doing it?
You're a little bit more dexterous than I am. Probably best for you.
You also have a thing that you can
Wait.
add bonuses to it.
What is your sleight of hand?
Mine +5.
Okay, we're the same, actually.
Whoa. Okay. So.
I forgot that I had that as a.
I'll say this lowers the DC since it makes a little bit more sense. So, if you'd like to, you can roll one sleight of hand check to try to squirt it. You are not at risk of breaking the plane of this since it goes out, but you are at risk of just wasting it. So.
Okay. Don't fuck me. Don't fuck me. Oh, fuck me.
What is it? A natural one?
It's a natural one, so that'd be a 6.
No.
Roll to confirm.
18.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
So it's not a critical failure.
That's exactly what you
It
did.
is. You go, and it just goes like onto the ground,
So extreme.
All right. Out of
and you see 10 gold melt into the asphalt.
out the frustration, I'm immediately gonna
Grab-
load the other one.
Just gonna blast it. Okay, with advantage since it's just standing still.
I'm gonna blast it.
Double that ones. Here we go.
If this is
Holy
double
That
this
would
one.
be amazing.
The next bullet's going into my head. If this is double this
That'd be hilarious.
one. 18.
Total.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Oh my god.
Okay. So with a, it's not like guns are crazy loud or anything, but they're loud. You hear the pop of the gun, and it shatters into the silver, and that whole thing just goes, and it just goes away.
All
It
right.
dispelled
Let's
the.
go.
It dispelled it. That's your third and final.
Yep. I
Already,
used them.
third and final anti-magic
Next
bullet.
time
It's a
we-
good idea.
Next time we go delving, I'm gonna look for more of those mushrooms.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
we know where the path is. We
Yeah.
can just go scrape them.
Well, that's the thing about delving. They don't send you back to the same exact route every time. Specifically so that you can't just farm shit like that.
Cowards.
It's a roguelike.
A little bit.
The
I have a whole
DM made a
system.
roguelike.
It is literally procedurally generated,
It's
so yeah.
literally just Darkest Dungeon in D&D, right?
Kind of.
In a way.
Yeah. So,
I love it.
well, it gets worse and worse, the levels. The
Yeah,
levels, as
good.
you go down, that raises CRs for stuff.
Oh god.
So the lower the level, the worse everything is, and then there's a bunch of different things. Like, you could technically come to, like, a room with that fungus in it, but I leave it vague for myself to where I can have the whole thing, and then I find a theme, and then I make
It'd
it
be
happen.
really cool to explore the deeper levels when we get stronger. I'm excited for that. That'll be fun.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
there. I don't know if you're going to do that, but I have a whole thing for it, and it could be quite cool. So, along with that, after that happens, and you satisfyingly put the gun back, you hear from the fountain area a...
We should
Let's go.
Are you trying to be stealthy?
No.
Are you trying to be fast?
going
Fast.
to be fast.
Okay, so you start running. Okay, and as you do, you're just running up to the front of the thing. There's one more crossroads up there.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna be in the end, and then I'm gonna
On the back?
I'm like in the end of the group.
Right, the very back, not
yeah.
the front end.
And then
Okay.
I'm gonna, as we're running, I'm gonna use my boots to slide
Oh,
to make the
okay.
area behind us slippery, just in case.
Yeah.
Okay, and that leaves a 5-foot space
I
behind
don't
you?
know, whatever grease is, right?
Yeah, it just leaves grease behind you. Okay, so you use your mud boot to slide every once in a while, because you can just spam that, right? I think
3 per day.
3 per day? Okay, so use one,
10-foot square.
a 10-foot square, so that'll cover side to side.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I just use one.
What's the DC on that?
Just
Just so I know.
Dex
like,
save,
actually.
So it's 8 plus proficiency plus intelligence. 13.
13?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So, you're all running. is there anything else besides that you want to do while you're running down this like 50-foot stretch of paved, overgrown?
Mage armor.
Okay, so you're running and you cast Mage Armor, and Mistress starts to cover you.
I'm gonna reload. I'm one
Yeah, you
bullet
can
down,
reload the
so I'll
one.
reload
That's
the
fine.
one bullet.
Armor of Agathis.
Armor of Agathis as you run as well. What's that look like again?
Right now it's just kind of like a little cloak of shadow falling over.
So you get a little bit more gloomy. Bob just continues to just running, happy. Are you doing? You are just reloading, and you are making your boots slide. Which at a certain point you can move forward from the group, but you're behind them anyway. So you kind of do this.
Yeah.
You start behind them a little bit, get the energy to run up. You have that little limp, and you slide across with your boots, leaving that muddy space. You guys run to the next crossroads, which is basically, if this was an aerial view, you would be running up like this, and the crossroads go out and around and bow down behind where you can see. And then there's a little bit of a gap that's a staircase, and then like a water feature again that sort of begins the outside foyer area, and there's benches around, and you can see that it's like raised up, and it has sort of like, remember when we watched 101 Dalmatians? It looks a lot like that house that they had the dinner party at.
You mean in Cruella?
Yeah, that's what it's
Okay.
called, Cruella.
I was gonna say, I don't think we watched 101 Dalmatians.
You know what I mean. So yeah, you get it. So it has that like stony guardrail look. But as you run up to this crossroads, your detect magic sees another line, and you stop, and then behind you, you hear. You hear.
Oh no.
And then.
Fuck it, go!
And then you look behind and you see, I guess when you look behind and switch, it came from, I guess now your right, and went across this way, so it went like this. And you can see on the left side the trees sort of went like
Oh god.
as it moved in.
Yeah, let's get
So, do you care about the alarm at
I
this
don't
point?
think we have anything else.
We
No,
fired a gun, we
we have
gave up
nothing.
on stealth.
Yeah.
So you see it, and you could try to push through the bushes on the side, but you'd have to make
Nope,
you'd have
fuck
to make
it.
checks to
That's
get through.
too much.
Okay. So
Are we sure?
Yes.
Are we sure?
Yes.
you take a second, and then
God
everyone
damn it.
just goes through that. No noises that you can hear. As you all pass through and run up the stairs, you have to go around this water feature. It is a fountain. It looks like you could sit on the side of it, and you see, as you go through, it's covered in basically pond scum. And you can see on the edge of it, on the side that's closest to the door, I guess, that you have to go around it and then to the front door. There's a bunch of, there's like a mound, I guess, on the place that you would sit next to that. And upon that mound is, like, the algae has been creeping up out of this pond and, like, growing and, like, it's, like, consuming something that died here. And as you get around, it looks like a bird landed there and then was gotten and it's just slowly being digested.
Fuck, I just heard that so bad.
Well, you are running past it right now. As you notice it, you all notice it.
Just watching.
About 20 more feet up is the door. And you see, again, these two lights and 80 feet left or right, a massive glass structure. 40 feet high. It almost looks like Central Station, where it just has this vast sort of run. And you can see that the yellowy glass is dinged up and dusty at this point. You can't see very deeply into it, but you can see shapes of the architecture within. What do you want to do?
As we're running up, I want to prepare my like thieves toolkit. I'm assuming we're gonna have to
So you
take
start
the door.
grabbing it, and you get up there, and you're trying to get in. Okay, so what you see is the double doors that are glass, and they have these big, like gold-like material handles, and there's a gap in the door, and you can see behind it. It's a stopper. It's not a lock.
Shit. Does anyone have something we could? Because there's like a gap. Does anyone have something we could like stick in there and?
Bob?
I have my knife.
Bob has this.
Is it thin enough that it could conceivably stick in
You
that?
can try.
Bob, can you try and pop that up?
He tries. So he's going to make, let's say this is an athletics check to try to pop that. Okay. He goes like this, and he goes, and falls on the ground behind there. And you open the doors.
Yep.
And you open the doors. And the first thing that you notice when you open the doors is the sort of like dusty, like it churns up this like pollen-like substance that's littering the floor. As you go inside, shut it, and I assume put the stopper back on.
Yes.
You put the stopper back on, and as you do so, you can hear behind you sort of like slap.
Can I
Sounds.
look like through the crack if it's
Yeah,
still
I
there?
want to see it too.
Who's looking through the crack?
Me.
Okay,
all
the
the way
three
down.
of you can fit. You can make me perception checks at disadvantage because the crack and the distance, and it's down the stairs a little bit.
That's not bad.
Fuck.
16.
1.
2.
Okay, so the two of you are having a really hard time, but you manage to grab and sort of like lift yourself up a little bit and look over the top. Get a little bit better vantage. And you can't see a ton, but what you do see is maybe an 8-foot tall, thick, like greenish, grayish skin, like with like texture on it, like a melon, like a one of those weird bumpy melons, or something like that.
It's an 8-foot tall crocodile.
It doesn't look like scales, and then it goes out of view with a.
Well, we
Okay.
did it, at least.
Now we just have to be
We've
convinced.
avoided that thing. Well, Greece.
Thank you.
We are professionals.
We're very smart.
So, as you turn, you take stock of the surroundings. What you see is a long, like, hallway, about 50 feet on either side, covered in this light, sort of yellowish, pollen-like substance, sort of like dust. You see benches. You see it opens up in the middle. The glass on the top, during the daytime, in its heyday, must have been beautiful as it just rains down. And then you can see the way the lights are set up in here is there's sconces off the wall that scoop up and sit like this, so the light goes up. And that's what's on right now inside here. Very lightly, just like the ones outside, so it's dim light, not as bright as it would be 30 years ago. But it gives you enough to see. There's another water feature in here, seems like a theme, of this this fountain that goes all the way up almost to the ceiling. And standing there, in statue form, in this beautiful white, pristine material, is the statue of a woman with a jeweled face, holding a rose out, almost greeting you in. And there's a plaque on the bottom that wraps around the base, big too. Like if you were to walk up to it, it'd be at least as big as the screen. In metal, etched on the front, and it says Queen Falorna Asari.
Like there's actual jewels on it?
Jewels on her face, not actual jewels.
Oh, I see.
The statue of a
depictions.
jeweled, and that would be the Empress. To the left and to the right are doors. To the left is a single door that seems to be administrative in nature, and to the right are a set of double doors that have sort of frosty windows. Goes down a little bit, there's a crossway, and it goes down a little bit more, and there's a couple more doors ending at the end and to the right.
Okay.
So it's a big space. Think of it like of a museum. It's big and open. The ceilings are like 50 feet up. It's not quiet in here. As you step, there's like a to it.
So where did we want to search next?
I use
first?
investigation
Uh-huh.
to see if,
At this point, your detect magic's down.
because obviously it's like dusty in here, right?
It's definitely dusty.
Is there any those two doors that you said on the ground by the door? Does anyone look like it's been opened?
Yeah, okay. So there's the one to the left that's more administrative. There's the one to the right that has a double doors. So
Yeah.
Which one do you want to investigate?
Well, I want to compare both of them to the
Okay, it'll just
floor
be two
to
different
see
rolls.
if like
Okay.
the doors have pushed the dust more
Sure.
on one or the other.
Do the left one first and the right one second. So roll investigation on the first one.
15
Okay, and the second one.
and 19.
Okay. So you can get a pretty good appraisal as you walk over to both sides. Anybody else want to do anything while this is happening?
I actually was gonna ask, can I help with investigation?
Yeah, I'll say you can
and
also
take
roll.
the help action.
Or you want to give him advantage.
I'll take the help action so you can roll
Okay.
advantage
So
on
roll
both
advantage
of
on both of those as she helps.
I wanted to look for, because it's so dusty and polleny, any signs of footsteps or any like paths that might
Okay,
be
both are
normally
better.
aside from the doors that they're looking at.
Okay, so to try to this would either be survival or investigation.
Okay.
Depending on the nature of your check. Are you trying to just see any evidence of somebody, or are you trying to, like, if you do find evidence, like, try to determine something about it?
Just seeing if there are any areas that seem more traveled, like if there's like an area
Okay.
that
I'd
people
say
are
I'd say a survival check. This is kind of like
going. Oof. Okay, better roll good.
The re-rolls were, the first
9.
one was a nat 20,
nice.
so 27. Then the next one's a 24.
Nice. So 27, 24, not bad. And a 9, you said?
Yes.
Okay. We'll start with the twins. As you look, the pollen in here is fascinating. It got kicked up when the door went through, but as you step on it, it doesn't react. And you notice that in both places. And then you start noticing that as you start looking, as if you look behind you. There's no footprints where you step, but if you blow on it,
I
it
was
moves.
gonna ask that. Okay.
Can I put my paw down and like try
Doesn't
and
move it.
nothing physically moves it? Very strange.
Doesn't seem to.
way to hide
And when
your
it gets kicked up by your breath, it seems to settle back roughly in the same dispersion.
Can I try and
Yeah,
like, super hard?
It kicks up, and then over the course of the next 30 seconds or so, it basically fills in. Like it settles back to where it
Way to
was.
hide your tracks.
Yeah.
It's actually really smart.
Yeah.
Why would you make magic dust? That seems odd. Even this is just a way to hide your tracks. I do not.
To make it seem like it's abandoned.
It
There's
is.
no evidence of a person being here. Why would you,
True.
if you're looking for them?
I guess.
Yeah, you'd open the door, see this full of dust, and you'd be like, oh, it's abandoned, and walk out.
You almost didn't notice that, but they rolled so well. It was 20, by the way.
So which door?
There's also, I mean, it keeps going
In the
on,
hall.
so,
I know
yeah.
there's the hall, but I assume we kind of went.
Well, I mean, the left is more administrative, but
The right is bigger doors.
We could
Two of
just
them.
peek
Place the
into the
door.
doors, and then
Yeah.
if we see something, walk in.
I'll do the left door first. Just take a quick look.
You do the left door. Like, what do you do to it? You check the handle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you check the handle and it is definitely locked. You're gonna lockpick it?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll lockpicking for it as you sort of squat down and
24.
24. You start to pick this, and you pretty quickly, about 30 seconds, chink, and you hear the door like as you open it, and you feel a little tension on the door as you do so. And you notice there's a little chain. That you can only open the door like 3 or 4 inches.
Okay, so it's like one of those.
You have a little hook. If you want to try to unlock that one.
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay. You do so. So go ahead and roll a lockpicking check to try to hook that and pull it.
15.
15. Okay. As you and get that little office security lock, and you open, and inside you see a wooden floor, dusty, not the same dust though, with footprints in it. Many footprints. And you see a couch to the right in the back corner, a chair next to it, kind of like how my room is set up here, and it has like a table in the middle. There seems to be like a tea set. To the right, there's a desk and some other chairs, and what look to be several places in the dust that have been, like, it seems like there's spaces in the dust where things were sitting, and it's gone. And then you see in the room another door to the left. But that door has 3 holes above it, like in the door frame. And pretty soon you hear behind you, and you hear, and then 3 of those go down in that room, and then the light shut off.
I have dark vision.
Yeah, you can see, and then in the corners of the rooms, out in the hallway, several red lights in the corners.
Oh no.
And then you hear a voice
Hell yes.
ring out from all directions,
murder
sourcelessly.
Do you want to play a game?
It's done.
Attention, fooleth trespassers! Leave the premises immediately or forfeit your right to refuse testing! It rings out, again, sourcelessly, around the interior of the vast glass building. Its tones shake the leaves of the overgrown ivy that cover up some of the walls.
But what if we just want to have a conversation?
You hear, boop, boop, and you hear, and you were the last one in, so you see the front door has been locked with several bars that have shot down from the door frame, and the windows that were next to it are covered. Attention intruders, you are now inside, and you will not be getting out.
God. Could we please just talk about this? We did not mean to intrude. We just needed some have a discussion. He's a doctor. He needed something.
I have a fellow scientist here.
A scientist, you say?
That is correct.
I do not work with amateurs, and especially not those that break into my domicile.
We didn't know how to, like, knock.
We're also being a little chased.
Do not worry about Holland. He is harmless.
Well, we didn't hurt him, so.
Good. Because then he would not be harmless any longer. And you would be murdered. Rightfully. On my property.
We will leave, but
You will not be leaving.
well,
You have doomed yourselves to your fate.
Why are you doing this? We just want to talk. Seriously, this is unnecessary violence.
There was no unnecessary violence occurring here.
Sorry, the voice is so funny.
can we please talk about it?
I refuse to talk.
You're talking
Only
right now.
this is... We are negotiating the terms of your survival.
All right, what are we doing?
If we surrender, then what?
5,000 gold per person and you can leave immediately.
We do not have 5,000 gold per
Well,
person.
then you will have to figure out some sort of arrangement. Or succumb to the many things inside the botanical gardens.
We just kind of need some.
Subject number 1. What is your name?
Who's number 1?
You are subject number 1.
Isabella Baines.
Subject number 2. What is your name?
Who's number 2?
You are number 2.
Isaac Baines. The
Subject
scientist.
number 3. What is your name?
These.
These. And that's it?
These nuts.
Subject number 4. What is your name?
Soren Lazarev.
Okay, 2 funny names in a row. Subject number 5. What is your name?
He doesn't
He
speak.
does not talk. His name is Bob.
You may sign on behalf of Bob.
I'm dying.
Do you give consent on Bob's behalf for the following?
Are you going to say what the following is? You want us to hit I agree before you even lay out the terms?
Would you like me to give you the terms of service?
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
Okay, this will only save Bob. The 4 of you have already consented to the following. Subjects 1, 2, 3, 4, and potentially subject 5. Currently, within my domicile, I have a pest issue. It is downstairs. If you can solve this pest issue for me, you may be allowed an audience and possibly survival. It shall be known that if you are digested, burned, vivisected, bisected, trisected, impaled, drowned, frozen, or converted into a mindless wandering husk controlled only by the parasite within you, it is understood that the fault lies only upon the deceased and not anyone that happens to be overseeing such events in the name of science.
If we become quadrisected or higher, though, that might fall on you.
Might want to revise that contract.
Seems like you might be missing a couple ways to die, probably.
I'm going to make sure I get cut into at least 4 pieces. I'm just going to put that out there.
It was drowning on your list.
If you get cut into 4 pieces, I will update my terms of service. So far, it has not been necessary.
Can I ask what kind of infestation you are having?
Of course.
Are you going to answer the question
Yes.
now?
Do you know what it is?
I'm pretty sure it's fungal in nature.
Alright.
It's pretty moist down there. Not a lot of airflow. So, do your best. Also, there are many traps in here, none of which I can disarm from this location in the panic room.
Could you tell us where they are?
Nope, it's part of it. I'll be shutting down communication now. Please return when you have finished the task.
Which direction to the basement? Yes.
Yeah,
Downstairs.
Where do we go? It's probably necessary.
You don't have any answer.
It's part of it,
I
great.
fucking hate this guy. Well, all the doors are still blocked.
Not all the doors, just the doors to get out and to get into this room.
Oh, okay. Well, I assume the basement's probably the other way.
Probably.
Could be worse.
Could it?
It could. We could already be dead.
My bar is higher than that.
It shouldn't be anymore.
But yeah.
Alright, let's go.
You
find
hear
the
another, like,
basement.
over, like, some sort of system. It shall be noted that any personal property damage shall be billed to the possible deceased. And you have consented to this as well.
Which way to the basement?
We did not consent to that.
Do any of us even have next of kin that would be charged? I do not.
Nope. None at all.
I mean, we do.
Well, I mean, we have parents, but
That is next of kin, yeah.
I guess. But
Alright, let's do the stupid basement.
okay, I guess we'll go to the other hallway.
Okay. So you're in the main hallway, and you start to walk. Well, there's those double doors, and then there's the main hallway that heads to the back.
Before we go, you should probably detect magic again. Might be safe.
Sure, yeah, if we want to take another 10 minutes.
Yeah, why not?
Absolutely fine with that.
Okay, so you take another 10 minutes, and you ritually cast Detect Magic. Bob just stands in the hallway.
I kick a rock to Bob.
Bring a rock in.
There's got to be some loose piece of something I could kick.
Yeah, it's not a rock, though.
Oh, what?
I don't know. Roll a d20. We'll see how close to a rock you get.
Okay. 8.
8 rock out of 20?
Yeah, whatever that means.
What is happening?
There is a
Dirt clot.
I was gonna say there's like soil in here, and you see some that's dried and like balled up and got some like roots in it or something, like
Okay.
grass clump.
Yeah,
And you start to kick that, and it sort of like slides across the floor a little bit.
I kick it to him.
You kick it to Bob.
Yeah.
Okay, it runs into him, and he just stares down the hallway.
Bob. I point.
And he kills the dirt clump.
Good job.
So, what do you want to do?
Is that done?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we walk.
Are we doing the double
We
doors
should
or
check
the
the double
hallway?
doors.
That's what I meant.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you get a magic dead zone. Like you cannot see into whatever that office is or whatever's beyond this door.
The doubles?
No, not the doubles. The one that the
Oh.
panic room. It doesn't seem that you can get
Probably
through that.
bloodline or something.
The entire floor lights up.
Uh-huh.
The dust.
Makes sense.
And it travels throughout this for some time. Do you get the nature of stuff?
I can get the School of Magic.
Illusion.
That could be dangerous.
Well, it's just the dust, right?
But if it's covering up a real hazard on the floor?
You don't know.
Guess we'll find out.
Nothing at the double doors. Yeah, that's it.
I'll try them.
You try the double doors. You can push on them, and they push, but there's something behind them, like against them, and so you'd have to really give it something to like open them up.
Hey, Bob, could you try and use some strength to...
Walks over and tries to use some strength immediately, and he goes,
Sorry, Bob.
You hurt Bob.
He rolled a 3.
Walk up and try.
Okay, roll an athletics check.
Fuck. 7.
7. You go.
What if we all push together?
I'll let 2 of you roll, or I'll let 1 of you roll with advantage.
Oh, help.
Okay.
Well,
Who is the highest?
that's me at 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's cocked. Ah, it's a 10.
A 10.
Jesus.
I rolled an 8 and a 10.
Excellent.
One of us needs to die so we can get a strong person.
No.
I vote not us.
The twins
we should
cannot
leave
be
it up to God.
separated. So it's one of you.
Okay. So,
If you die, just make the next one hot so I
Do you
can
think
draw
I'm
a
not
hot
coming
character.
back as a white to haunt you guys if I die?
the white's already on us, okay?
Fuck, it took me a minute.
That was good.
Okay. So, it's a good day to look. I forgot I was wearing this. Okay, so, with a what? What's your athletics check?
10.
10? I'll say that you push it enough to look in. It doesn't open. There is something, as you push through, there's like this like black and soily like that like it sludges open, and it sort of leaves the door stuck in the pushed in position a little bit, but it gives you like a good 10 inches or so to look through. And as you do, it looks to be I guess roll a perception check to see if you gain any more information.
That is a 20.
A 20, okay. You look in, and you see what looks to be an old cafeteria. There's like tables, some of them are turned over. There looks like to be like a buffet line on the left and right, or left and like the back wall, and then a door where you assume maybe a kitchen is, or storage room or something. So it looks like they used to serve food here for guests that would come into the botanical gardens and spend time. Kind of like any other museum.
Oh, it's cafeteria. I don't know if...
Probably doesn't go down to the basement.
Probably not.
Unless the
no.
kitchen goes to a storeroom, but that might not even be the full basement if it is.
Right.
So probably keep looking.
I agree.
Okay. Isabella went to the clam.
It's a long walk.
It's a long walk. She has to... Mistress has to shit. Just bones. Just rattled. So we'll say while Sarah is gone, is there anything else you want to do with this room, or you just continue to walk
I
forward?
think
There's enough for you could probably squeeze through, since you're so like little, and maybe Isabella, since
good.
she's freakishly thin.
Yeah. If you want to, but I think it's probably not going to yield much.
If we reach a dead end, I can try it later.
Yeah.
But I think we are good.
Also, if like we get split up, we can't join you.
Right.
Yes,
Okay.
not good.
All right. So you continue to walk down the hall here, this wide open space, and you get to the water feature, and it's rolling gently, but the water in here is sort of dead on one side. It seems like it swirls and then goes in, and so there's like a little bit of the water doesn't circulate as much on the left side because one of the pumps or something is clogged. And so it's got like a murk to it on the left, and then sort of growths that have not been disturbed. So you see more growth on that side as it sort of lopsidedly starts growing up the statue. But otherwise, it's relatively clean. And you can see in the corners of the hallways, because it's a crossroad here, it goes left and right and continues and goes back to where you came from. You can see signage to the left. It says... the Great Bones of Pelitoria. And to the right, it says Artifacts of the Crash. So it seems that after the crash, there was an attempt to maybe make this a thing, and it just didn't work.
That could be interesting.
People probably didn't have any money at that time.
Can I try for the door that's artifacts of the...
It's not a door; it's a hallway.
Just a hallway?
There's a door at the end of the hall.
Let's go.
But
I
it's
just start walking. I'm very
well, and then to the back, it just keeps going,
Yeah.
and you can see another set of double doors that lead out into a larger room of some kind. So you want to go to the bones of Pelatoria?
I was going to say artifacts of the crash.
Artifacts of the crash?
We have to be careful
Yes.
in case of traps.
I'm wondering if maybe they have moonstones on display. No one's around, so...
So you start heading down that hallway, and there's a door at the end of the hall, and you just want to walk up to it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys walk up to the door, and it's kind of like a theater door. It's shut right now, and it has little stoppers on the bottom that are flipped up that would like hold a door in place if you opened it. But it is shut, and it says art on the front, like above the door, artifacts of the crash.
I'll try the door handle.
Okay. You try the door handle and you jiggle it a little bit, and as you do, you hear a ping.
Oh, fuck.
And from behind you, you hear. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, that tracks. 20.
20. Okay. So you take 1 piercing damage. As you duck out of the way and get down, and you only take the 1 piercing damage because it goes through your coat and doesn't really get into your skin too deep. But when you lift your head back up, there's in the wall behind you is just like a mask with a little it's like a big wooden mask that's just on the wall as one of these things, and it has a hole where its mouth is. And it looks like from that there was like a bunch of needles bound up, and they just went, and there's about 30 needles stuck in the door, and then 1 in the back of your neck, like right here. You go, ah! You can just pull out, and they have like little barbs on them.
Oh Jesus!
But they don't seem to do anything else.
Hilarious if it nicked your fucking boil. Just popped him.
If you can hear me, you are asshole. Flicks the thing away.
Okay, flick it. You open the door,
Yeah.
and you hear ting, and it doesn't have any more, so you just hear the mask. And you step in, and the door shuts behind you, and it is a white stone floor. Looks like cobbled together and polished and flattened. And you see many different things, most of which are empty displays. You see at least a dozen different stone sort of plinths that sit against the wall, and they have different plaques on them. The one that does have stuff on it, I guess there's 2 that have stuff on it. There's one big display to your left that sort of dominates an entire part of the room. It's about 20 feet around it. There's even you can see old, what are those called? They have poles, and they sort of put the what is that called?
Stanchions?
Yes.
They're sort of stanchions, yeah, and they have what would be those red felt sort of separators, but they've been pushed to the side and they're sort of off. And you see in a glass case, and it might be the size of a car, a huge piece of slag rock, and the plaque basically says like this fell from the sky. It wasn't moon, but it's something, and it has some speculations underneath it. It says, on that fateful day, the moon cracked open and birthed onto the world a tragedy. The slag you see before you is thought to be the remnants of a Zillideck ship. The metals from these flayer machines that rain down upon the city. And you can kind of see there is like a sort of like an undulation to it. There's sort of like weird ridges. Maybe. Have any of you looked into any of that before? Have any interest in that kind of thing?
I've read the book that
read-
you know.
Yeah.
Like books on it.
You haven't read the whole book, but
No.
Like-
so you know, you wouldn't notice it on sight because you haven't like studied this, but okay, yeah, you could see how maybe that could be flare attack. It's just too big to move. The other one is in a cage on the opposite side. You pass many empty plinths. Some of them, for instance, as you just scan through, some of them are like valuable, or were before they were taken elsewhere, valuable remnants of the culture of the city that were able to be maintained. You find a couple statue, or I guess plinths, where there would be like busts of important figures. You see a couple things that claim to have been different like holy relics from like the churches around here, the Asulfan churches that used to be all around here. But the one that is in the cage is still in there. Would you like to go up and look at it?
Mhm.
Okay, you see inside of it it's like a thin cage, almost like a bird cage, and upon what used to be probably a nice like velvety or I guess satin like pillow, has since started to like succumb to like the moisture of this place, and has a little mold on it or something. But there is a jade bracelet with feathers, like small multicolored, almost like fall colored feathers, like whites and oranges and greens and reds, and it says Bogzel's bracelet. It doesn't say much, but it does have a depiction. And as you look at it closer, it almost looks like the top half of the bracelet has like two little eyes, almost looks like a frog face, but it has like these cartoonish like teeth that wrap around it, and it has a depiction of someone's hand, like an arm wearing that, and then the top part of the bracelet coming off and the hand going with it. And that's it. You don't know anything else about it.
How big is the spacing in the cage that would allow, like, could I
The
slip
cage
my-
is like maybe a finger width apart, but they're thin little bars, and it hasn't been touched.
Mistress.
And it looks like the bars are in good shape. Your detect magic is on. There's abjuration on this, so it is protected. Yes.
Could you get through those bars?
The cage does seem to be warded.
Not if it's warded. I could try, but it could hurt us.
It's a museum. It could hurt a lot.
Is there anything I could pick up and throw at it?
I mean, there's concrete plinths.
Nothing small. Not even like. You know what? Is there like foliage or anything that's like grown in? To
Not
this
on it.
place?
Yeah, not in this room as much because it's just stone. So there's not much stuff around here, but out back there. I mean, you have a rat with a glaive.
I could try and shoot it if we all want to step back.
Well,
It's standing still. It shouldn't be too hard to hit.
I guess.
Okay. We'll have us all back up to kind of the other
You
side.
want
Of
to
the
shoot it
room.
with a gun?
Yeah.
It seems to be fixing a lot of problems.
This is my hammer. Your problem is a nail. Okay.
I like that you had a sonic screwdriver in the first campaign that got used to open a bunch of stuff, and now you just have gun. And it still does that.
Sonic gun.
Okay, so
That's a
you
supersonic screwdriver.
Yeah.
you take the gun and you aim it at the definitely magical birdcage, and you blast it.
Yep.
And you okay?
Since it's standing still like the other thing, do I get advantage?
I would say so if you're just standing there like point blank, roughly.
Nat 20, so 25.
Okay, roll damage.
It's just gonna reflect all the damage back at me.
Can I be standing behind Ink this time?
Yeah, I'm on like the other side of the fucking room.
I just don't want her to. Hit
I just
me
don't want my
again.
ears to be blown out by the sound of this gun in a tiny room.
9 piercing.
That's with natural 20.
Oh, double that. Sorry,
And you
18
roll
piercing.
Sneak attack. Because you had advantage.
It's not a creature.
Oh.
I guess you do have. Does it say on a creature sneak attack? I'll allow it. Whatever.
What is my thing? Oh, it's just 1d6. 18 plus 5.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So you shoot it. The rest of you moving aside, and
I'd giggle.
This is gonna be so bad.
Ink, why don't you roll me a dexterity saving
Oh,
throw?
Jeez.
no.
Disintegrated.
If you succeed on this and I get hit because of it.
16.
16. As you, there is an arcane burst from the bird cage. You take 6 force damage, and the bird cage is rended backwards and open enough to try to stick your hands
You know,
through and
could've
grab that.
Done it from farther away.
Sure could have.
Grabby, grabby, grab.
I'm gonna try.
You're gonna try?
Yeah.
Okay, roll a sleight of hand check. As
I have tiny little
You
hands.
waited too long to grab
you
the
like this,
shiny.
and then there's like this singed sort of like arcane blast that sort of like gets you a little bit,
Oh, no!
and you reach in
I rolled it now.
Oh.
And
And
you-
you lose your hand.
and you grab it, and you pull your hand out, and the rended bird cage goes along her porcelain arm,
Maybe it was a good thing for me to do it.
and you take 1 damage and drop it. And it's dropped below that, and so now it's gonna be harder to grab it.
I'll
You
try.
get something to.
I'll try it.
Okay, roll a sleight of hand check. Try to reach in. Try to grab it with the tips of your finger.
15.
15, you reach it. And you have it.
Oh fuck!
Is this attunement?
Portable hands.
This is not attunement. But you don't know what it does yet, so.
Do
you wanna put it on? Or do you wanna identify it?
Man, right? Isn't that
Do you want to?
You get the
Put it in
card
your
when you
bag, I
figure
can
out what it
identify
does.
Put it on.
I'm gonna put it on right now.
Put
Oh.
it on.
You
Do
go.
you need to identify it
Which
right now?
hand? Left?
It's not magical. Oh, it is magical.
Yeah.
It's
No,
not
wait.
magical,
My
yeah.
dominant hand's right hand. I'll say right hand.
You slide it on,
Okay.
and you immediately feel it go.
Oh god, is this
God.
cursed? Oh, no. I'll just read it out loud.
Yeah.
As an action, you can safely detach your hand from your arm for 1 hour. Well detached, treat your hand as a tiny creature under your control, moving it around on its fingers. Use the stats for Crawling Claw in the monster manual with these changes. It shares your dexterity and strength score. It's not undead or immune to poison. It is considered blind and deaf. When targeted by enchantment effects, it is considered mindless. It cannot aid your own dexterity or strength checks and can only perform actions that require a single hand, for example, pressing a button, opening a book, carrying a key, etc. You can reattach your hand at any time within the hour. If you fail to do this, it is severed from your body for good, becoming withered and lifeless.
Oh no!
Don't fuck it up!
Oh no. Oh no.
Don't fuck it up!
And let's just say, what's not written on the card is, it's hard to take off.
Hard or impossible?
No, like a Chinese finger trap thing.
Okay.
Like a finger trap.
Oh boy.
So you have to, you have to be deft.
Can I? Okay, since I know what it is now, can I take it off and try and put it on my other?
You can certainly try.
I would like to try.
Are you sure about that?
We're already fucking with
I'll
this.
wait. I'll wait till later. I'll
Okay.
wait till another time. We're
Okay.
already
But that is on you, and now you have a cool jade
gonna-
bracelet.
I'm
It's
gonna-
about this big,
I'm gonna do the thing.
and it has. You're gonna do the thing. You
gonna
take
do
it
the
off, and as you can see on the illustration, there's like teeth
Ooh.
on the back of it, and the inside of it isn't gore. It just looks like nothing.
Okay. I'm gonna have it crawl around.
Or I guess it
A
rather it
furry
looks like
little
jade on the
fucking
inside,
cat paws.
And it goes-
a Pete, a
Little
detachable Pete.
and it moves around,
Your toe beans.
and then it comes back to
Do
you,
you
and
have
you.
hand beans?
You gotta have hand beans.
Now
Yeah,
only
we've had
you.
this discussion.
Now people
She
can't
does.
just like yank
okay, you
on
have
it.
beans.
You have to intend to release your wrist. It feels a little weird at first as you. It almost feels like It almost feels like it's still on you. Like you can feel the floor. Very strange.
Okay. Interesting.
That's
This will come in
fascinating.
handy.
Cool. Prank
Ah!
ah. You can use it to prank people too.
Yeah.
Just going for a handshake and then they take your hand away.
I could use it to gain sympathy. I could just walk around with it detached and be like, give me money, please.
Do you think people just give you money because you don't have a hand?
I think I'd be more likely to get money.
Are you sure?
I don't know. People like sympathy.
Anyways, we need to get out of here, so...
All right.
Oh, sure.
All right.
Looking around?
We can look at other stuff, but we need to keep moving.
This is a very interesting room.
Did you want to
agree.
try the place across the
Well, see,
bones?
we can look at more stuff if you want. We just gotta
I
keep
kind of do, yeah.
Oh, I'm reload the gun as well since I fired
Okay.
bullet.
gotta keep moving. But
Okay.
we are gonna look around the room some more.
Okay. As you look around the room some more, there is a staircase that goes upstairs. And then it curls around, and there's another door at the back of this that seems to feed into the hallway again, but further in.
Could be promising.
Yeah.
And there's also one that feeds into what you assume, because you looked, is that kitchen space or larder or whatever that is back there.
That's good to know too.
Well, should we go further in, or should we?
Yeah.
Check somewhere else.
I think we keep looking here.
All right, we'll go further in.
In this room, there's. You looked at all the.
The doorway to the hallway that was deeper in.
Yeah, you could go there if you'd like.
Yeah, that's where we were wanting
Okay.
to go.
So you, I don't know. So you walk around, and you pass the staircase, and you turn to the left, as it hooks around, and there is a doorway.
Is there another mask on the wall?
There's not another mask on the wall on the inside of this now.
Can I do like a investigation look for traps on the door that
Yeah.
aren't magical? We'll do one of those.
Okay.
All right, 16.
16. You look, and on the inside of this door, it doesn't seem like there is a trap. How did Ellie
there
get
a
out
bonus?
here?
That
Did you-
was the thump.
Did you?
Thudded her mass against the door until it gave
Did you close the door? Did she
Yeah.
thumped that
She,
shit
As
open?
what I-
thumped it
It
open.
was a bog rat. Well,
Ellie, come here.
I just hope Miko doesn't come down here.
With us down here, he probably won't.
That's true.
He's a bitch.
Anyway,
Ellie, come here.
so you don't see any traps on the inside of the door, but it opens toward you, and then you can go into the hallway.
Okay. Well,
You're gonna get juiced.
Oh, is she juicing right now?
She will be.
Oh, gross.
So, no traps on the inside.
well, no traps on this side. But
Okay.
don't know about the other one. Good luck. Walk back.
You walk out of range. Are you gonna open the door?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lock on the inside of the door that you can unlock,
Oh.
and you unlock it, and you want to open the door forward.
Can I check
Or-
for like traps? Like as I open it, can I try and intentionally feel for tension or any sort of like?
Sure. Go ahead and roll a perception check to feel like.
17.
As you open it, it opens about 2 inches before you feel like and you stop.
It feels like there's
And
something there.
you look up, and there is a similar mechanism. It seems that the threshold of the door has like a bit of a tension line on it, and if it breaks, you can peek around, and you do see not a mask but a painting. And in that painting is like a sad clown, and the face, the sad clown's eyes are like black.
Okay.
And you can see hollowed out 2 little like needle filled.
I'm gonna have everyone get out of the way of the
Okay.
firing, and then I'm gonna kind of push it open from the side and keep away
You're just
from
gonna
the...
hold the door. Okay, make a dexterity saving throw with advantage, since the door is sort of protecting you, and you're on the other side of it.
16.
16. Okay, that's enough, and we'll say just the door gives you cover, and it just and they all go in as you undo this. You see those same needles.
Yeah. This isn't even creative at this point, man. Do something more than needles. It's been needles.
And you step out, everybody.
You're gonna fall into a fucking needle pit.
No, you don't step onto a needle pit.
The sauce.
You do step onto the ground of a similar kind of stone, although it's more flat and straight. And it's basically a foyer for the back of this place. And to the right are a set of double doors that are similar to the front doors. That are closed, but you can see through that glass a little bit, and it goes out, and there's a walkway that goes about 20 feet before crumbling into the crack at the back of the thing. There seemed to be more to this building and this campus, but that's all gone. So you're pretty close to the back of this thing, and then to the left, there's another set of double doors that goes back into the hallway, just that big main hallway, and then there's 2 white staircases that wrap and go up to another level. Seems to go into a similar place as the staircase behind you.
We're trying to go down.
Yeah.
It's per machine, dude.
I know.
She's like
Big
touch
purrs.
starved right now. What is wrong?
Her love language is being fed kibble and putting juice on people.
Oh.
So what do you want to do?
We could go back into the hall that we came from.
Check out the bones exhibit.
It's not a bad idea.
Okay. You want to go to the bones?
Bones.
Bones! Okay.
Wait, we have an emote for that. Because Hannah's got an emote for
Hannah
that.
does have a bones emo.
The bones!
Which is why I said the bones that way.
Yep.
Okay. So, you go back out to the hallway and across, or you cross through this area, this back foyer, to get over to the other side.
I'd say just retracing our steps, just
Okay.
in case. I
So
don't
you
want to
retrace your
trigger
steps,
any traps.
go down the hallway, and then head back towards the hall that said
The
the bones of Pelatoria.
Mm.
Okay, so you walk down there. There's a similar door situation. You look behind the door, and you see yet another painting. This time of a scenic sort of like there's people near a lake, and they have like parasols and shit. And then there's a tree, and in that tree is a hole and like what would be like a natural nest, and there's a little squirrel on there looking at you, and right under that it's filled with needles.
I have an idea. Bob, can you take your halberd and cover the holes up with the blade part?
He just puts the blade up to the door and presses it. Or not the door, the painting.
There you go.
Oh.
You just push it open?
Yeah.
He goes into the halberd.
Seriously, is this all needles? Is it all needles? Because I think we get the needles part. We got it. They're pointy. You do not want them.
Pulls it off, and a bunch of broken needles sort of just like are jutted out from this painting hole.
Perfect.
Okay, so you enter into the room. It is a vast. It's a vast room. This whole wing is maybe 80 by 80, and it has staircases that go up and staircases that go down. And in the center of this room is hanging from suspension cables from the ceiling, and then on a platform in the middle are the bones of a massive, let me count, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, a 40-foot long, 15 to 20 foot high set of tusked, like, mammoth bones, but the tusks are like barbed. And the skull goes up into like a fin. Any of you want to roll a history check or a nature check?
Try history.
Yeah, I'll do nature.
History?
18?
17.
Actually, mine's not bad. 19.
Okay, all of you recognize this to some degree. It is a thought to be extinct species of animal similar to a triceratops that we would understand, but with all these high rolls. Peletoria is known sort of as like a, for everybody else in the game besides Hannah and nobody watching at home, it's kind of like the Waywilds a little bit. It's a space on the world that is known to have a thin line between itself and some other plane that gives it more primordial energy. It's not quite Feywild, but it's said to be filled with jungles and with animals that no longer exist anywhere else in the world, and a culture that's vastly different. And people haven't been able to get there in 30 years since the storms in the seas have been so weird. And if they have, they either haven't come back or you just haven't heard tell of it. It certainly doesn't happen as much as it used to. But when you guys were very, very little, that was a thing. But the bones in here are humongous. Along the sides, you see 4 different, I guess displays would be the name for it, all of which are underneath these glass cases that the end of your detect magic here detects as abjuration and evocation, all of them. So they are trapped. But beneath each, the dingy glass is covered up. You could look in if you wanted. You don't know if touching them would trigger any traps on them, but
Yeah, I'll go and look closer.
okay. So you try to look closer. You can roll a perception check with disadvantage to try to discern the shape of the thing that's within the glass without touching it.
A 4 and a 5.
A 4 and a 5. Okay. The first one looks to be too small to really point out. Like the shape in there, there might not even be anything in there. You're not sure. But underneath, it does say on a little placard, Ring of the Firefly. And then the others, you can try to look through, but one says, Pelatorian shaman's like bag. You don't know what that means. One says Pelatorian salt bomb, and then the last one says the wild magic touched loader. You don't know quite what that means.
Well, couldn't we just stand on the other side of the room and
Try to blast the glass. You can try.
I just want to point
It
out
worked for birdcage. These have more on them.
Yes, but if we stand farther away, it should be safer. Not right up front, you know what I mean?
I'll try one initially and see how it goes. Which one sounds the best? You know what? I'm going with loader. I'm the one doing the shooting. I think the loader sounds interesting.
Okay, go ahead and make a shot with advantage.
Well, I'm like as far back as possible.
I'm out of the room.
How far back are you? At a certain point, you're no good advantage.
Trying to decide if that's
say like 10 feet, you get advantage. It's like right there. Much further than that, you have to. It's just normal aiming, even though it's stationary.
I'll go further away, but
okay. Where do you want to be then? Just like as far back to the other side of the room as you can. Okay, go ahead and roll an attack.
18.
Okay. You shoot it and it goes.
Really? Shit. Okay, I'll move closer and I'll take a shot at it.
Are you getting in? Okay, so you're getting within 10 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, with advantage, you shoot another round.
Oh, those are both worse. So there's 2 bullets gone. I have a lot of bullets. I'm gonna try again.
Okay.
Holy shit. Alright, I'm trying one more time and then I'm giving up.
One more time.
23?
23. But you see like the barest scuff. You don't have to roll damage. You think eventually you could probably break this, but it would be substantial. And it seems the shape of this glass, this rounded glass, doesn't lend itself to being broken.
Is there a clear lock on it that's like visible?
You don't know. You
What is
wanna investigate
happening?
it?
I'm gonna reload.
Okay.
That only takes a round, and we're not in combat.
There are
Yeah,
baby shenanigans.
Whatever.
Should I just try and then see if I can find a lock and unlock it?
Well,
That would be maybe the smarter
probably
way.
pretty dangerous, though.
Well, what I just did was also dangerous.
Yes, but nothing happened.
Well, but we thought it could. We know it will.
So you'd rather be closer.
I wouldn't rather be, but now I'm curious what it is.
Well,
That's
I guess if you die, you die. It's on you.
Shouldn't we make our way to the thing that we're supposed to be dealing with?
Let me do this real quick, and then we will head to wherever we think we
Famous
the
last
basement is.
words. Let me do this real quick.
You're a doctor. You have an oath or something. If I get hurt, you have to save my life.
I'm not a real doctor.
Oh, now it's when it's convenient. You're not a real doctor.
He never finished school, actually.
Oh yeah, but he doesn't bring that up any other time.
Okay. So you go to the case and you want to investigate it to see if there's any like way to open this. Or, okay. So go ahead and roll an investigation check.
18.
18. The glass case sort of fits snugly down into what seems to be recessed, like a ring around the inside of that, and that glass sits in. The connection seems to be providing some sort of arcane, like, it seems like once that's in place, then the whole thing starts. You do think there's a way to disconnect it. You're not sure, but you could try to fiddle with it. It'd be like cracking a safe.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
I miss luck points so much.
So go ahead and you miss luck points. Well, it would be a thieves' tools check, basically to try to crack this. Is there anything else you want to do besides just trying to fiddle with this? Is there anything you can think of, or no?
I'll probably start putting detect magic back up.
Okay, so you spend another 10 minutes.
That's not very good. 13.
13. You grab it with both hands and you like try to spin it and you try to jiggle it around, and at a certain point you turn it and it does shift. It goes like this really quick, and then you all see sort of this blue flash, and there's this. I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. 6.
6.
Here's get shocking grass.
You take 5 lightning damage as it just goes, and your hands are stuck to it. There's a moment where all of you can react to this, or she has to make another save. What would you like to do?
I get shocked. You get shocked. The only person who wouldn't.
Roll another Constitution saving throw as they deliberate.
You guys.
Can I try to grab her?
You can try in a second.
4.
Sorry. I
4.
really was,
Well,
like,
it happens.
stuck.
I mean, 6 lightning damage, as and you can try to grab her.
Okay.
Go and roll
I have
a
2
strength
potions.
saving throw.
Fuck. 1.
1 strength saving throw does not work as you're, and then it stops.
Is it done? Did you
It's all
discharge
over her
the
hair,
trap?
poofy.
Yeah, she's all.
Alright, I think we can go find the basement now.
What was that about? This'll be
That's
real
probably
quick.
a really cool loader, though.
Why are you like this? You fucking do it then. I'm done.
I'm done.
Do you want to do it? There's other ones too. Again, there's the
I ain't
shaman's
touching shit.
shaman's bag.
I'm gonna take a potion.
Okay.
We got things to go take care of. I ain't.
Is a potion just the 2d4 or is it 2d4?
Right now it is. That's what you got. I believe, unless you have a
It's
different.
2d4 plus 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus 2.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah. Whatever potion you have on you.
I have 2 on me.
Yep. Yeah. However many dice.
2, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you guys would like to do in this room?
I'm good.
No, I guess we're good.
You sure? There's 4 cool cards right here.
Yep. We got one. We don't need to get greedy.
So, what do you want to do? There's a staircase that goes up, staircase that goes down.
I need to go down.
Down. Down.
Okay. You head toward the staircase. And I mean, is anyone going? Who's going first? Who wants to go down to the basement first?
I'll go first.
Okay. So you step onto the staircase and you start heading down. Everybody else in tow. And you take your 3rd step down the staircase, and boy, that wasn't a very solid step. And you feel yourself moving forward more, and the whole staircase.
Oh, fuck.
And so you, I'll say you and you, just because you were probably not very first through this, and Bob was last. All dexterity saving throws for the 3 of you.
Yeah, that's about what I expected.
Ooh.
8.
4.
I don't get that, but I get. Hold on. 21.
Oh, okay. So you actually managed to like slide down and stand. You both take 2 bludgeoning damage as you fall and sort of onto the next level. You and Bob can just kind of slide down, and you get to the second part. And then so that staircase went down, and then it goes down again. And you can see it goes down for a little bit, and then there's a hallway and a door. the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Checking for more stuff like that, or
Okay.
any sort of
Go roll
lines or
investigation.
traps. Oh, nat 1.
Jesus.
Looks fine.
5. Yeah, I bet it
You
does.
You look around and you're
That
like,
looks great.
I mean, you don't trust
Can't wait
it,
to
but you
slide.
definitely don't see
Whee!
anything.
Can I give it a go?
Sure, you can try.
Can I help him?
Sure.
We should have brought the classic 10-foot
We're
pole
good.
into this dungeon, though.
18.
18. You do indeed see that the third step down, it has like the whole width of it has like a different setting to it, so that if you just skip that one, it seems like it won't fall down.
Can I,
Don't
Don't.
fucking don't you
It
dare.
goes down like 10 feet.
I want to poke it so I can slide.
Okay, so
Wait,
everybody else goes down to the bottom,
Okay.
and then you, with advantage, since you know what's happening, can make a dexterity saving throw as you touch it, and you start sliding down.
Yeah, I want to slide.
Well, you gotta make a dexterity saving throw with advantage
Oh boy. Okay.
because you knew what was happening.
Yeah, much better. 13.
13. Okay. You slide down, and it's not graceful this time, but you don't take damage. And you just sort of like stumble into Bob, and then you have to hold yourself up. But it was funnish.
For the record, that one might not have been a slide. That could have killed you immediately.
So, what you see in front of you is a door. You are in the basement currently. There's a door in front of you. It looks like a wooden door with like a ring latch. It has an iron keyhole.
Traps first.
Okay, you look for traps.
18.
18. As you look around the doorway, it doesn't seem to have any mechanical traps. You don't detect any magic yourself over here.
Just being on the luck then.
Need a little push. It does have a lock.
I'll try and open it.
Okay.
Nat 1, so 6.
Roll it again. Confirm.
5.
Your thieves' tools. Ping!
Oh shit, do I just not have fucking lockpick until I go buy new ones? That fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yikes.
Bob, can you kick this door down?
Without hesitation, tries to kick it. With a 13, he hits it. Tries to kick it again. With a 20, kicks it, and it goes a little bit. He tries to kick it again. And he goes, and for the first time you hear,
Stop hurting Bob.
I didn't do it!
it looks like it could be pushed a little bit with a little bit more effort, but Bob is no longer willing to try to push it. It hurt his toesy. His toesy woesy.
I can't kick, so.
Use your shoulder!
I'll try to kick it.
Too much leverage I'll get.
Okay, roll me a just an attack with your strength modifier.
Wow. 6.
6. You kick it and it.
I'll try.
Okay.
It's gonna come back to me anyways, isn't it?
10. 10. That's a sturdy door.
How open is it?
It's not that open, but you can see that it's. You think if you gave it some force, you could pop it open.
I'll try.
Okay.
This is gonna be bad. 11.
11. Seems to be giving a
What is-
little bit more.
What's Bob's weapon made out of?
Metal?
Well, like the handle.
You think metal?
Metal? We could use
Seems like a metal pole
Probably
with a shitty blade on the end.
probably like a crowbar, maybe. Try and get some force behind it.
Okay, so he flips it around and he sticks it in there and try to pry it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. You can roll an athletics check with advantage. Try to pry it. A little bit more. And it comes loose, and the door pops open. And you see in this chamber that a
Not letting the
portion
doors win.
of the roof here is gone, and it must be because you walk down, and so you went like outside the building. It must be like the ground has gone away or something somewhere further in, to the west, I guess. The roof is gone, and the area underneath that is a green carpet of growth that like the sunlight and the rain can get down into, and it has flowering, blooming vines on it. There's a cluster of mushrooms sort of like in the center that are just sitting there like soaking up the nutrient-rich soil. Beyond this, and to the right a little bit, is another door. It just has a few flowering vines, and then another set of vines that sort of like come up and flower into these like really pretty like red flowers.
Probably dangerous.
We should sneak and avoid the vines, probably.
Absolutely agree
Yeah.
with you.
Okay. So, everyone roll a stealth check. Bob will roll a disadvantage. A 19 and a natural 20 for Bob. Look at
Hell
Bob go,
yeah.
dude.
17.
17.
8.
13.
10.
10. Okay. So, as you move forward and you get up to the second door, it is also locked. And you have to step up onto like this grassy, mossy spot, this patch, to get up to the door. And as you do so, you have to make. There's not a lot of room for everybody. So, who's going up to the door first?
I will go so I can investigate it.
I'll go with him.
You go. So you're second, and as you're second, you sort of like move to the side a little bit, and you feel like under your feet this carpet of moss sort of like shift a little bit, and then all that you notice, Soren,
Tough.
is this hot, piercing, like discomfort in your side as you hear a little and you see this like 4-inch spine shoot out of one of the flowers and into his side like this, and you take 5 damage. And I'm gonna need everybody to roll initiative at this point. And then I'm gonna go get your first battle
That's
map.
not what I was
First?
expecting here. That's not what I was expecting here.
Attack.
Alright, I need snacks now. We're going to fighting mode. Oh, he's got secrets in the room.
Fuck me.
Oh,
I
I
rolled
gotta roll
really
initiative. You're right,
good.
Let's
And the
go.
last thing you notice as you move that. As you get that is the mushrooms in the center rise up.
Oh, shit.
And you see that cluster of mushrooms sits atop.
I remember those.
Yeah.
Sits atop.
Agnir's fucking gross ass fungus things are.
You are all placed. So Isaac, you're here, working on the door.
It's better than any other spot.
Soren, you're there. Ink, you're more like here. You were
I was just sort of behind everybody, so.
okay. And then Bob. Okay. So, and I guess I can move the battle cam a little bit.
We should probably rotate this
You want-
sideways.
Why? It's just floor you're not using right now.
Well, it's more so I can also see a little better too.
There you go.
Well,
Just be taller.
Yeah.
Grow more vertebrae.
So, with that, we shall maybe change to combat music.
I want to go get a snack.
Well, don't, because I need information from you before you get up.
I'll give it to you, and then I'll go get a snack.
Sure. There it goes. So. Oh, I need to roll for Bob. Cool. All right. 25 to 20?
22.
22. Okay. We got a 22. That's your best initiative so far. Ink.
So is mine.
What'd you get then?
16.
16?
18.
5.
Okay.
But I rolled an 18. Tough.
So. Okay, Isabella, you're second. Okay.
Faster. Run.
Isaac. Okay. What was yours? 5 total? What's your dexterity modifier?
+0.
Roll for me.
Mine is 2.
8.
Okay, you win.
Wow.
Bob's last.
Oh.
Okay. So, first up. First up is Ink.
Is the one in the center within 5 feet of Soren, and does that count because we're being
It is within
counter-started?
5 feet of Soren.
I was not sure, because usually it's because they're engaged, but like we just started, so I wasn't sure if it
Um,
still
No,
counts.
I'll count it.
Engaged is just within 5 feet, right?
It's just within melee.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm getting my workout with the
Okay, I'm just gonna shoot it.
Okay, so you just blast it with the gun?
flower.
Oh, that's not very good. 11.
11 a hit?
Yeah.
Misses. As you have a hard time. It's actually, it's not like super hard to hit, but they're flowers.
Yeah.
And they're on stems. Now they're big and they have some sort of thick vines, especially at the base, but you try to shoot. And you miss.
Can I offhand try and throw a dagger at it?
As
a bonus action? I know it's-
You can only. I don't think you can do ranged attacks like that, right?
What?
Can you do ranged attacks with your
As a
offhand?
bonus action,
With your
like
bonus
throw
action?
a dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
As long as you take the attack chance.
So didn't Liam do it?
Fine.
Didn't he usually attack
Fuck
all
it.
times?
Doesn't matter.
He
Do it.
usually threw all 3, but
He would throw his dagger.
It's just a different. It's like a.
I think
ranged
we've-
weapon.
Oh,
Okay,
even
I'll
that's
do
a
it
nat
another
1.
Okay, roll to confirm.
Ah, you're right there! I'm so sorry!
It's okay. Randy's used to being hit with party fire.
Bro, it's
Okay.
you at this point.
Okay.
19!
Okay, so it's not
shit.
a critical failure. It's just a regular failure.
Yeah.
But
That's so funny.
because it's your gun, it misfires.
No, that was a dagger.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the dagger.
Yeah.
Never mind, no problems. As you throw it, and it goes by your ear. It just clangs off the back.
I got pee.
that was almost
Any
number
movement?
3.
Yeah, I'll move further away, like back here.
Okay.
Alright.
Easy enough. Next up is Isabella, then Isaac.
10-foot radius?
Is there a way I can run over here,
Uh-huh.
get all of these in a 10-foot radius, and not get him?
No. In fact, you'd either get Bob or Soren. And Bob is not your friend. So
Wait, how would I hit Bob?
you'd
that how
either
big-
get Bob or Soren. If it's a 10-foot radius
Yeah, how
from
big
your body.
This? Oh shit! That's
Yeah.
a big fucking.
Yeah, you can put it down. So from you, like, see what I'm
So-
saying? Like, you could either get, hold on, from here you can get those 3, but definitely Bob's in it, or you can move it over.
Well, I meant if I ran way back
You ran
here.
over
but
here.
Maybe I get
You might be able
those
to get 3, yeah.
Okay, I want to do it.
Okay. Well, you have to move through their space.
I don't have to move out of
So
anyone's
5,
space.
you'd have to, I mean, Okay, so you were here. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 would be here.
Shit. That's not far enough, huh?
Nope. Unless you want to move a direct line. 5, 10. You can't move through enemy spaces. Yeah, you can't get there.
Fuck.
I mean, you could dash there.
No, it's fine. Let's just do...
These are so... they light up so nice. Arcane Foundry.
Let's do a witch bolt at the big mushroom thing in the middle.
Okay, at the spore?
Yeah.
Okay. So you reach out and make an attack with the
Tendril.
the
of
tendril.
goo. Let's spell attack. Oh, 7.
7 misses as it goes out and the thing just sort of like twitches at you. It goes
Fuck. Well,
And it-
there's one of my
and it sort of
two
ducks through as
spells.
it warlock life
Ah!
hurts. Okay. And any movement or bonus action?
I don't have anything for a bonus action.
Okay.
I will step. I'm not in anyone's
Mm-mm.
space, am I? Okay, I'll step back, like 20 feet or so.
10, 15. That's ink space, but you could be next to her.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, can't do anything.
Okay. Isaac, you're up. Soren and Bob after that, and probably some bad guys in between because they got 5.
Okay. I'm going to walk back towards my friends this way.
Okay. As you
Smack
do so,
that bitch with my staff.
okay, so you can try to disengage.
Mm.
Okay, so pop this one. So go ahead and
So it's gonna be
this one's the vines with the as you. It's with advantage because it was concealed. It was your
my cane.
it was
Yeah.
your cane.
So he says he's walking towards his friends while he goes away from me.
Tough. 18 to hit.
18 hits. Six bludgeoning damage as you whack the shit out of it, and because you are hitting with your cane, you are allowed to disengage, right?
Not disengage. I have disadvantage on opportunity attacks.
Oh, that's right, yeah. And then you still want to let him do that and run back? That's 5. 10 would be here. At here, you would get an opportunity attack.
If I stay there, I would.
No, if you move back to here. You're right here right now.
Okay. I'm gonna stay there.
You're going to stay there?
Yeah.
Okay. And anything else you want to do?
No.
Okay. It's all their turns right now
Oh boy.
because they all got higher than 5 but lower than 16. So, so first up are the little flowers that bud. And you can see that these sort of like move along this mossy space. They're both going to move up. One's going to move up to Isaac. The other one moves up to Bob, and they both go with little needles that look kind of familiar. In the middle of their buds, go and just try to stab at you.
It's always needles. It's all needles all the time. We just walked into a fucking heroin den.
Okay.
I've been in those.
So
I was gonna say,
against
feel right
you, it is a 14 to hit.
I'm gonna use tactical awareness,
Okay.
which is my reaction. I roll 1 prodigious mind dice, and if it's successful, I get a counterattack.
Okay. It has to exceed your AC.
Yep. And I roll the 2, which puts me to 15.
15?
Mhm.
Okay. So you manage to step out of the way and parry and make a counterattack.
17 on the
Isaac's
dice.
cool
so
brain boy
19.
stuff. 19 to hit?
Yeah.
Hits?
5.
5 more?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I got to use it finally.
That's a total of 11 damage that you blap this one with, and it falls and seems to be inert as it.
Okay.
The other one attacks Bob with a 2, and it cannot get past its his armor. The mushroom zombie turns towards the nearest prey and is about to attack. But first, the vines. The scarlet vines.
I see.
Oh, tough.
Huh?
They're gonna wrap him up.
Reach
he's gonna
out.
be restrained, and then it's gonna have advantage.
Yeah.
Tough.
Well, it's smart. That's for sure.
5. Where's 15?
Yeah, and we don't have a front line.
15-foot cube. Nope. Soren. Just Soren. Grasping roots and vines
Sorry,
sprout in a 15-foot radius around the thing. Right now, it is difficult terrain for non-plant creatures.
Okay.
In addition, each creature must succeed on a strength saving throw.
Tough.
14.
14 is enough. As you fight off the vines that are trying to wrap up around you, that's its action. And then the spore zombie is going to try to slam you. 8.
Misses.
8 misses. And that's their whole turn. That's pretty lucky. Wow. Okay, Soren, it is your turn, followed by Bob.
Okay.
You were our red shirt all along. We're replacing you with Bob.
That's fair.
He gets beat up every fight.
Every fight.
Every single fight.
It's kind of funny.
It's a punching bag.
It's every campaign too. It's not just.
It's every campaign. Which is weird because I consider Randy one of the most reliable in a fight players that I do between the campaigns.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why you subconsciously know you gotta take me out.
You stood there, not me.
Who's threat number 1?
You got to position better.
Face tanked a Hydra once.
True.
Sure did.
That was pretty
Face tanked is a word you can use for what happened.
good. Tanked about 5 of them.
You got your liver ate. What are we doing?
Fuck it. I am going to reach out to the spore zombie. And
Okay.
Cast Dissonant Whispers on it.
Oh god. Okay, as you letting some of your madness into its whatever's left of its psyche.
Because my shit is scarier than it.
It is not immune to these types of things, so it has to make a what saving throw?
Wisdom.
Of course it is. 3.
That's a
It failed.
Okay, so it takes 3d6 psychic,
Okay.
which is 9 psychic damage,
Okay, 9 psychic damage.
and then must immediately use its reaction to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
Okay. Away from you, we'll say 5, 10, 15, 20, right next to Bob.
Smack it, Bob.
Okay.
And do you get an opportunity? I think you get an
No, you
opportunity
don't
attack.
get on force.
As it just turns and like shuffles away. Not scared necessarily, but definitely like something
Lizard
about
brain?
whatever's left of its lizard brain is making it run away from
No,
you.
I think you would get an opportunity attack. It would make sense. That
I
you
don't
would.
think you get.
You don't get
No,
opportunity
attack when
attacks
you
on force
force.
movement.
No?
You
Okay.
never do.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I thought we've.
Unless it says otherwise.
That's what I was thinking, but I couldn't remember if we did it.
It'd be too OP. I
'Cause
could
you
fear you guys and fucking blast you with
Yeah.
dragon.
Yeah, I
That's
just.
definitely gameplay because
Yeah.
it would make sense, but it
I was
would
thinking
about
fuck
how-
everything.
Think about how if you shield bash somebody, then you basically
Well, just think
get a
about
shield
one
bash
fight
and
against
a
a
free
dragon
attack.
with its fearsome presence,
Yeah.
and it
that's
just blasts
fair.
you with its
Yeah.
claw, mouth, tail. Too strong.
I think usually the idea is that when you're forced to run away from something, you are scared of it, so you're defensive.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
This flower is dead, right?
Yeah, the one tipped over is
Okay. Can I just strafe around this one to this side then?
Yep. You just want to get over here,
Yeah, just a little distance from myself. and
like in the
everything
corner,
else.
but not out of range, I assume.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I'll just be there.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's good.
Okay. It is Bob's turn. Bob is gonna kill stuff. So he's not worried about the zombie because it didn't hurt him, but the other one tried to hit him and it went ting off his chest. Bob falls down as he swings and gets tripped, and he falls face first.
Oh,
Did he roll in that one?
Save
Yeah,
him.
and he confirmed with a 4.
He's reverse copying. I told you this would
And then he falls on his halberd and dies.
He didn't yet,
We're not.
but
our
that's
flagman's
his
definitely
turn. I guess he can use his movement to get back up. He didn't use any of his movement, so he falls over, and then gets back up. Ooh. Okay. It's not smart, but he would do it, so I'm gonna roll for it. He would definitely action surge here out of fury. So we'll see what happens. Can he another nat 1? He's gonna action surge. So he uses his action surge and gets mad and swings at this thing again. Natural 17. All right, so we made up for it, hopefully, with the damage, maybe. He does 6 damage to the needle plant. Okay, and that's his turn. He doesn't get to do anything else. He's just standing right there, and he's not going to move to get them opportunity attack. So that's the end of his turn. Top of the round, it is Ink, Isabella, Isaac.
Okay, I'm gonna
Blast him.
blast this one, and I'm gonna not move this round, so steady shot. And
Okay.
it's within 5 feet, so hopefully I'll hit and do lots of stuff.
Okay.
That is 21.
Okay, you said you weren't moving for a
Yes,
steady shot.
correct. So that's 2d6, then sneak attack because it's within 5 feet of Bob,
Mm-hmm.
and then steady is another d6, I think.
Yeah, it's an extra damage die.
Nice. Okay.
And it's the vine or it's the zombie?
Zombie.
Okay.
13 plus 16 piercing damage.
16 piercing damage. Okay, as you... Yeah. As you hit it and you... You blast it, but it's a zombie. If damage reduces the zombie to 0 hit points, it must make a con save with a DC of 5 plus the damage taken. Okay. So 16 plus 5, 21. That's doable. Let's see if it stays alive. Oh, that was almost an 18. The shroom zombie explodes and it dies. I guess we'll put it there. Okay. So, next up, unless you have a bonus action.
No, I'm good.
Isabella, followed by Isaac.
My claw hand.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to run up to the one that is attacking or in combat with a
Bob.
Bob.
Okay. As you
And
run
I'm
up,
going to slash it.
slash.
15.
15 will hit. Go and roll damage.
6.
6?
Slashing damage.
Okay. Since it's the first time you've used your claw to kill something, how would you like to do this on the plant?
Well, it's a plant and it's a slashing thing, so I just like Wolverine that shit to a bunch of pieces.
Okay, you just go, and it goes,
Yeah.
and the petals fall down as it tries to let out another needle, but fails and dies. Okay. Damn, I thought this might fuck you guys up a little bit, but they do a little damage, but they don't hit. Didn't hit yet. Okay, so Isaac, you're up. You see this tentacled, much more mature-looking
Yeah, I got.
thing, and it looks like at this point, a little bit of you understand that those tentacles that are coming out of it. It seems like those are what happens to the needles over time. They become a totally different thing. It's very fascinating to you. And then you jump into action.
Yeah, so I'm gonna big brain this. I'm
Okay.
gonna go in front of that one, so I'm flanking it.
Okay.
but instead of using the attack action, because I still have movement,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to use the disengage action,
Oh.
which gives me an opportunity attack on a disengage when I leave their space.
Okay.
So I can
see.
still get my attack in, and
You
then
can run in and
Wow.
smack him and
Yeah.
run away.
Okay. It does use your reaction, but okay. Yeah.
no, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's part of the staff. Yeah, it just says when you take
Opportunity
the
attack.
disengage action and move. Oh, I guess. Yeah. I guess
Uses
you're
your
right.
reaction.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, I was confused. I was like, wait.
Nonetheless,
but
you
yeah.
can do that. Still get advantage on the attack with flanking,
then, and then dip.
and then dip out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you ran. I'll say this is 15 feet.
Yeah,
So you have-
19 on the dice,
19 hits.
and then 1 damage. Tough.
1 total damage.
Yeah, the first one that I rolled popped up onto my dice.
You don't have anything to add to that?
I had 0 strength.
Oh shit.
Yeah. There's a whole thing. And then I'll just 10 feet back.
Okay. 5, 10. All right. Easy enough. As it is now its turn again.
Some big brain.
And it only sees one target. It's going to make an attack with its constrict. Its constrict move.
But I'm in its blind spot.
It's a plant.
It senses your
15 to hit?
moisture.
Yeah.
15 hits.
Yep.
Oh boy.
It's gonna suck all your juices out.
You take 10 bludgeoning damage, and you are pulled up into its arms and grappled. And that is what's happening now. As it
I've seen
tries
A
to,
hentai like this.
as yet again, Soren is picked up and cradled by the tendrils of a beast or something.
What's up with Soren and the tentacle thing?
A lot of hentai memes to be had for Soren. Boy, oh boy. Can someone do the couch meme, but they're all tentacles?
No. It needs to be that like anime orgasm face. Not the ahigao, but it's like the. I don't know how to describe it.
This got specific enough.
But it's like blushing a little.
Okay, so apparently he likes it. But anyway, that's the turns of all the plants that are alive still. So, next up is Soren and then Bob. Soren, you are in the clutches of this thing. What would you like to do?
And that just reduces my speed to 0, right?
Yeah, you're just restrained. And I'll say it definitely is grabbing your limbs, but you can try to break out. It's not like super strong. It's just like a lot. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll just try and get out.
Okay. So just roll me an athletics check. 3 as you go, and it just sort of draws you in a little bit further into its core. Would you like to do anything else? Would you like to make a noise? Or are you just dying quietly? Okay, so Soren resigns himself to an end in maybe the most animated he's ever been. And Bob runs forward and just starts hacking at this thing. He definitely hits it. He doesn't hit you.
Thank you.
And he's going to... He can't do as much damage as he would do, but he slices around you and manages to chop off a little bit, doing 4 damage. And that's Bob's turn. Ink, Isabella, Isaac, in that order. Shooting it seems...
Risky.
Especially given the history of rootin' tootin' cowboy shooting.
Risk is my middle name.
Oh
Okay.
no!
This is gonna be fine.
As
It'll be
you-
fine.
You're gonna put a bullet right through his head.
It'd be so fucking funny if you killed Soren. Just blew his brains out on accident.
12.
Is the AC
No.
of the plans.
Okay, I'm not moving this round either, so steady shot.
Okay.
I should call that before. I
Yes,
apologize.
but sure.
1, 2.
This is like our 3rd combat.
Something like that, 3rd or 4th.
It hasn't been a lot.
Oh wow. 20 piercing damage.
Yeah.
20?
Yeah!
Yeah, it's a lot.
I'm assuming it either just
sails
died
right past.
or has like 1 hit point.
It did not die.
Boom.
As you blast it, and a lot of it falls away from underneath you, and you sort of fall, and you hear Sora go, "Ah," as you just sort of rolled up in the fruit roll up of this thing. As it curls in on itself in the reaction to this, Isabella's going to run up and scratch its eyes out. Okay, looking for the eyes, can't find any, scratching anyway.
We're scrappy. 23.
That'll hit. And how would you like to do this?
I'm assuming 1 hit point.
Yeah.
Ooh, max damage. So,
What's your max damage?
7.
Not bad, though. That's come on.
Soren's in there, so what I'm gonna do is basically with the claw just start ripping vines off. Tearing them off with the claw.
And pretty soon, it's just Soren on the ground covered in, like, basically, like, the aloe gel or whatever is left over from this. And it's just like... And the moss underneath... warm and slightly undulating. But for all intents, this combat has ended unless you spend a particularly long time on the moss.
Should we, like, burn this?
As you can tell,
Yes.
Probably not a
now that you have a moment, that there are other bodies being decomposed within this moss.
Oh.
They might have stuff on them.
Oh, no. No. You see many things being digested within this sort of... It's almost like a colony, and you can see, as you take a little bit longer, there is a very faint trail from above, down the wall, and into the bottom of this, where it seems that this predatory colony of plants lies in wait for things to fall in, or I guess to discover it through that door.
Is this the extent of the problem?
There's another door.
Yeah, it cannot just be this. Also, the idea of burning it, though, not bad. If it's going to keep producing stuff, do we have anything that starts fires? It's moist, though, so you would need a propellant, probably.
Well, I have a pint of oil for my lantern.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, let's burn it.
Move back a bit.
Okay. So we don't have to move around the actual battle map. So you pour some oil out onto it, and when you do, the moss colony or whatever this is does react a little bit, but not like sharply. It just like clearly like folds in on itself and tries to pull away from that. It doesn't have the ability to. It doesn't even have like locomotion really. It looks like kind of like how spores slowly, if you've time lapsed it, look like it was moving, or like slime. Like slime mold, but it doesn't seem to have that kind of movement on it. And you'd like to ignite it?
Yeah.
Okay. And it burns, and the smoke comes out from the top there, and it takes a few minutes, but it burns away and blackens pretty quickly with the accelerant on it, eventually falling to a smolder, kind of too wet to really burn deep, but we definitely killed a lot of what's on top of it.
Not bad.
As you look towards the door, you can see that the growth doesn't like get to the door, but it is locked.
I don't
well,
have a lockpick.
I'm gonna investigate
broke.
it for a trap.
Okay.
10.
10. You look around and you don't see any traps on it. In fact, this door is a little bit of has like a little wet rot on it. It doesn't seem particularly strong anymore.
Just kick it right up then.
Sure.
Bob, would you like to try?
Bob immediately walks up and tries to try. Natural 18. max damage as he
Destroy
starts to cuts through the door a little bit, and it eventually crumbles enough to where he sort of like pushes on it, and it bends, and you could walk through it. It won't be like quick, but you could carefully sort of step through the broken side of that if you'd like.
Sure.
Okay, and as you do so, you do see a little bit of a hallway, maybe 25 feet, and it sort of slowly goes down a little bit. You can see that there were, this is probably like a stock room, like a storage space, that used to have furniture or something in it, but all of that's been moved. And then the door at the end of the hallway still has a plaque on it, and it just says storage.
Well, probably our destination. Are we all ready? Are we all okay?
I wouldn't hate taking a short rest.
If we could sit down for a moment.
All right.
The warlock saying
Okay.
unbiasedly.
So you want to sit in the hallway?
I would say we would move back to where like the stairs are.
Okay.
All the moss stuff is burned away, right?
Uh-huh.
And we can,
Just stay here.
yeah, can hang out in this room.
Okay. So you hang out in this room, and it's a 10-minute short rest?
Mhm.
Okay. While you take this short rest, who wants to roll a d20 for me?
Oh god.
5.
5?
Mhm.
You sit down, try to patch yourselves up. And you begin to take a short rest. And as that short rest is underway, you start to hear noise. Outside and up above, you hear footsteps above you.
It's just Holland.
And then you see the sunlight coming down. You start to see a shadow. As the sun that's almost set seems to be coming from behind this thing and down into the hole on the back wall as you all sit near the stairs and sort of look at this quietly.
You said he was harmless, right?
And you see the silhouette of a similar looking creature. And it runs away. You complete your short rest. If you'd like to heal,
Oh boy.
you can roll your hit dice right now.
Could be worse.
Do the two of you need hit dice rolling?
Nope.
Okay. Bob didn't take any damage either. He did use his action surge though. Does he get it back on a short
He gets
rest?
it back on a short
Yep.
rest. And second wind if he used it.
He didn't.
Okay,
I think everything but Indomitable comes back on a short rest.
So, your gun's loaded up. You're healed up a little bit.
Yeah.
You walk through the broken door and step toward the hallway. And the door in front of you, as you get close to it, you can see that there's like a 3-inch gap and it's open.
Oh, I'm not going first.
Who puts their hand on the door and pushes?
I'll do it.
And you see in front of you a large room. The first part of it, normal brick like you've been walking on. But as it progresses, you see this moldy corruption onto the floor and walls, warping the insides of the walls. And you see this moldy slime on the ground. And something in the shadows in the back shifts against the wall. And we'll pick up next time, right there.
Oh boy.
Can't wait.
Oh
You
boy.
like We just hit the 4-hour mark. So, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. We'll see what happens.
What the fuck?
I'm really surprised you didn't take more damage in that fight.
This is going better than expected so far.
I actually didn't take damage in the fight.
Oh, that must be
Bro, I
nice.
told you, my mission is to defeat all doors. I'm fucking done with that shit, man. I'm done with it.
No more door
I'm done getting
bosses.
stuck at doors.
So, we'll be back next week, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, to see what there is to see inside this, to see what the strange professor that runs this place is like, to see who dies in the clutches of whatever is in this room,
Can't wait.
and to see what else happens.
Hope it's not me.
I call not it. I'm dying.
You seem the most
Yeah, I mean,
prone,
it's
so
probably
it's
gonna
like
be
you're
you.
like a death magnet.
I don't
You're the
wanna.
professor of this campaign.
He's the professor of every campaign that's not Christmas Ace one.
So,
Just make another fucking.
thanks
droid. Try and
for
kill
the
me
good
then.
stuff. We'll be back next time. Enjoy your evening. You all have lovely butts and
Abortions.
Abortions
Get one.
are good.
Get 2.
Get two.
Get as many as you want, honestly.
Yeah.
Get exactly as many abortions
Half
as you
off.
think you need.
Wow.
Love the faces.